City Ford is the best place to sell or trade your car.
We know people want a fair deal, so we're proud to be a participating dealer in Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer.
You can get an offer to purchase your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us.
If you want to trade, we'll give you up to 130% of book value for your car, and you can choose from the best selection in the area.
With deals like this, why wait to upgrade to the car of your dreams?
Just go to ToddCityFord.com and see for yourself.
What started as the Parmar Oil Company in 1967 has grown into 116 convenience stores in 4 states. Parmar convenience stores offer monthly product specials and grab-and-go items. Located just down the street from where you live, Parmar stores are all about being your above-par convenience store. If you don't have a Parmar store near you now, you will soon. Parmar Convenience Stores, neighbors serving your community and making life a little bit easier every day.
Okay, Amy, are you going to pass or press your Dutch?
I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop!
All right, Wes, your turn. Are you going to pass or press your Dutch? I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop! That's the grand prize!
Congratulations, Wes. You've won this brand new Kia Sportage for only $269 a month.
August 5th, 2013 was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. It turned into a nightmare. Harmony was too big for me to pass through my pelvis. They thought the best option was to put the vacuum on her.
She begged for a C-section. Over and over and over. They wanted to rush through it. Once Harmony came out, it probably wasn't 5 minutes. They rushed her to NIC unit, and then her head swelled the size of a watermelon. It pretty much crushed her whole skull. Ben Salengo was recommended to us by a family friend that he had represented.
Having Ben Salengo on our side changed everything for the better.
From day one, he did everything for us. He kept in touch with us pretty much on a daily basis to let us know what was going on and even just to check on us.
It gave us closure as a family, a peace, a calming feeling over us that she can rest in peace finally.
Hello, good evening, and welcome. As the sun sets in the west here in South Charleston, we're set for another night of high school football action here in the mountain state of West Virginia. Happy to have you with us here this evening on our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on our high school game day platform on RSN Sports and HD Media. We've got an exciting one for you here this evening as both teams looking to get back on or at least GW looking to get back on the winning track. South Charleston looking for win number 1 in the first year of head coach Carl Lee. Patriots 2-2 have dropped their last 2 after starting off the season with wins over Cabell Midland and the Ashland Paul Blazer Tomcats out of Kentucky. Black Eagles 0-3, as I mentioned, to start the tenure of head coach Carl Lee, legendary former South Charleston player, former Marshall player, one of the 50 greatest Minnesota Vikings of all times. He's got tons of accolades for himself as a player. He was a 10-year coach for West Virginia State, been the youth sports director for South Charleston for the last number of years, and now entering into the high school coaching ranks here at the beginning of this season, and things not going quite as he would like to see them go, but a lot of things have changed for this South Charleston program since the end of last season, and him being the head coach is just one of those changes. A lot of change on this roster, as well as you look over on that far side of the field at George Washington's head coach there on the sideline, head coach Steve Edwards Jr., the all-time winningest head coach in Kanawha County after earning that earlier this season. 183 career victories for the head coach of the George Washington Patriots. Again, GW looking to get back on the winning track after dropping the last 2 in really disappointing fashion. The Patriots mustering just 20 points in the last 2 weeks, giving up over 50 in each of those 2 losses. Meanwhile, the Black Eagles have only scored 13 points so far this season, trying to get something going here against George Washington in this rivalry between these 2 schools. Just miles apart from each other in Kanawha County. I want to thank our sponsors for our broadcast this evening: Todd Judy, Parmar, Dutch Miller, Ben Salengo Law, Summit Bank, Warner Law Offices, West Virginia Army, the U.S. Army recruiters here in West Virginia. Ball Toyota and THS. So I want to thank Kroger for our player of the game sponsor. We'll have that for you in the fourth quarter this evening. And don't forget, you can read about tonight's contest. Rick Ryan will have all the details for you in tomorrow's West Virginia Gazette Mail. You can catch it in print tomorrow, or you can read it later on this evening on their website. We also want to make certain to thank West Virginia Coal Association, Mullins Plumbing and Heating, Martin Transport, and Doug Scaff for West Virginia House, and Dana Farrell for West Virginia House. About 3 minutes until kickoff between the Patriots and the Black Eagles here at South Charleston High School. We'll step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, Will Vance will join me as we get ready for tonight's contest between the Patriots of George Washington and the Black Eagles of South Charleston. We'll be back with more here on High School Game Day, Frontier Communications Game of the Week.
Make sure you are informed with HD Media. We are leading the state in local, digital, and print media. We are storytellers. We focus on education, health, entertainment, politics, opinions, sports, and the outdoors through our websites, print, or social and mobile apps. We work every day to enhance the lives of our customers by informing, entertaining, and empowering our readers in the communities we serve. We are HD Media.
Call State Farm agent Matthew Rousey at 304-925-8000 today.
I'm attorney Bobby Warner. Congress recently created a fund to compensate victims of Camp Lejeune who were exposed to toxic waters between 1953 and 1987. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with cancer or other health issues related to toxic water exposure at Camp Lejeune, call today for a free case evaluation.
Bobby Warner, now's the time. Call 345-678-9.
Back here, South Charleston High School. The Black Eagle tunnel over there set up to our left. Captains out at midfield for the coin toss ahead of tonight's contest. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our Media Center crew. Happy to have you with us here in our Frontier Communications broadcast booth for our Frontier Communications Game of the Week. Patriots out in those road uniforms, white tops, burgundy bottoms, silver helmets, and South Charleston in the orange tops and pants and the black helmets this evening. Will, we got a chance to talk with both of these head coaches before this evening's contest, and both of them just looking to get back on the winning track. South Charleston, again, looking for win number 1. GW looking to end a 2-game skid after starting the year off 2-0.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of opportunity in this game for both teams. GW obviously a chance to get back above 500, kind of get themselves back in the playoff picture, and for the Black Eagle, just a chance to finally get something going. Even if they're not able to come out of this one with a win, if they can just see some progress, find a couple plays that work, get some offense going, get a couple scores, get their confidence up. But opportunities for both teams to really make an impact on their season going forward, whether it be to get back to winning or get that first win, or at least build up some confidence going down the stretch.
First time we've seen the Black Eagles this year, but talking with head coach Carl Lee again in his first season, storied personal career as a player, but he's here now to try to help these guys at South Charleston High School make it to that next level in life, not just in the game of football. He's trying to help them be better men, and he talked a lot about that his role is more than just wins and losses. If he's doing his job as a head coach, it's more than just the results on the field. And the results on the field haven't been great so far, but he's got a great attitude about it when we talked with him. He's so positive and so upbeat about the potential that this team can have.
I mean, at the end of the day, Carly loves his community, loves his town. He talked to us about how good the town was to him growing up, even into today. And he talks about how He's, especially with his role with the city of South Charleston the past couple of years, he's gotten to know these kids long before they were his players. So, big emphasis on personal development, but he also likes to see some development out there on the field, and we'll see this week if they can finally get that together.
And you can see Carl there in the orange there just on the side of your screen. He actually handed that headset off. We talked with him. He's not a big headset guy, so you might not see him there just on the corner of your screen as he walks off. That's the head coach, Carl Lee. Again, a very positive guy. I mean, you couldn't ask for a more positive outlook despite being 0-3 and despite what the records are. He sees the potential in this team, and that's something we talked about is despite only scoring 13 points so far this season, there have been some small strides made each week. As GW kicks things off, it's a short kickoff, scooped up at the 30-yard line, and that is returned up to the 35 by Basti Crowder. So South Charleston's going to get the football to start this contest with some decent field position at their own 35-yard line and a decent chance for the Black Eagles offense to get going here early on.
Yeah, it's been just one of the problem for South Charleston is not just keeping their offense on the field. Really, is something Carly talked about. Even if they're not going to score, even if they aren't able to score on every drive, they really want to be able to at least get a couple first downs and keep their defense from getting run ragged out there.
Jacob Wilson lines up under center, hands off to the tailback DeVecchio Dias. Dias with a decent gain there on first down, picks up 2 up across to the 37-yard line. Patriot defense with a nice stop there after a short gain. And for GW, Will, again, the Patriots just trying to end that skid. Been a really rough 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago against Hurricane, really anything that went wrong did go wrong for the Patriots in all phases of the game, offensively, defensively, special teams there were problems. And then last week just kind of got ground down by a Huntington team that is looking to be one of the top contenders in Class AAA.
And we're talking to their coaching staff, earlier this week and earlier today. They're not down on themselves. They know what they have here. They know that they play a tough schedule just like every other MSAC school. So definitely looking at this as kind of a get-right game for them. So we'll see if it pans out like that for them.
Dias with a nice gain to the near side on that stretched run to the right. Goes up to the 41-yard line, a pickup of 4. Bring up 3rd and manageable here for the Black Eagle offense. Heavy to the near side, 2 receivers, an ace 2 tight end set. Handoff goes to Dias, but the Patriot defense there is ready to meet him, as that'll be Lath Ganem and Peyton Coulter in there to make the stop, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Black Eagles. And
Ganem and Coulter, both real big parts of this defensive front for the Patriots. You'll hear their names quite a lot this evening, as Patriot fans have so far this season.
And the Black Eagles will punt things away here on 4th and 6 after that 2-yard loss on the run by Dias. That was more like 3rd and 5. Awkward snap, but able to be pulled down there by Nick Ryby. Good punt. Patriots back away from it. It'll bounce inside the 30, where it'll be downed by the Black Eagles, and that'll be Basti Crowder. And GW will start with the football at their own 28-yard line, and again, we'll see what the Patriot offense can do after some really big struggles the last 2 weeks for GW. Abe Fenwick, 2 interceptions last week, just 1 touchdown, 116 yards on 11 of 19 passing. Up to now, 6 interceptions on the season to his 7 touchdowns. Handoff up the middle on play number 1, and that goes to Keegan Sack. Sack with a nice run up the middle. Picks up 5 yards up to the 33-yard line.
Pick up a 4 on the play.
Excuse me, they'll give him 4. Abe Fenwick in the shotgun has 2 backs, a power set, Jet sweep handoff goes to Sack to the far side of the field. Has a nice set of blockers in front of him. Has the first down. And finally thrown down to the ground just shy of midfield. A nice run there on second down by Keegan Sack. The sophomore gives the Patriots a first down. Just 2 plays into the drive.
A pretty good design play there. And Sack did exactly what he was supposed to. Followed his blockers. Took as much as he could there.
Give him 17 yards on that run. 1st and 10 from the 49. Two receivers each side of the formation. Fenwick sends a man in motion. And they're going to toss it underneath, and it's quickly blown up. Quickly getting back there is the sophomore captain, Aaron Clark. Clark with his 5th tackle for loss of the season there. Puts the Patriots behind the sticks now on second down. That'll be a loss of 5. Back to the 44.
One athletic play is bust through what's normally a pretty sound GW offensive line to get back there, drop them for a 4-yard loss, and set themselves up well to try to get their offense back on the field.
Quick timeout here by South Charleston. Comes with 8:11 to go in this first quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break as well, and we'll be back with more of our Frontier Communications Game of the Week here on High School Game Day. Back here on our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on High School Game Day. Happy to have you with us. Still scoreless here. Not quite 4 minutes into this opening quarter. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew. Happy to have you with us from our Frontier Communications broadcast booth. Patriots 2nd and 15 after a 5-yard loss on a little quick pass on a jet sweep motion to the near side. Anthony Valentine lost the yardage there. Fenwick going to air it out deep down the middle, looking for Hayden Hatfield. Ball is caught. The question is who ultimately is it awarded possession to? They're going to say the Black Eagles come up with the pick. Hayden Hatfield still fighting for the football on the field with the defender. And coming up with the interception there. Trying to find the number there for the Black Eagles. I believe that was 3. And that would be Jaden Motley.
Motley, one of those guys that Coach Lee talked about earlier this week, is someone who really steps up and does a great job in that secondary. Did a good job tracking that one down. And now setting his team up. Great start for the so far. They had that 3 now, which obviously isn't great, but getting a little momentum for themselves here, see if they can turn this turnover into something more.
So Patriots went for the deep shot there, trying to find Hayden Hatfield, and end up with the interception by the Black Eagle defense. South Charleston offense 1st and 10 from their own 17. A toss out to the outside on the far side of the field, and a little too far out there. Dias able to hold on to it.
Yeah, that was dangerous. That pitch was a little bit outside where Dias was expecting it to. Good job to reel it in, but couldn't turn into much once he got his hands on it.
2-yard loss back to the 15 for the Black Eagles. Black Eagles break the huddle now with 15 on the play clock. Ace base formation here. Single back, 2 tight ends. Roll out, throw out to the near side. It's intended for Dias. He get under his arms underneath it for the catch.
Yeah, I think.
Yes, he did. Yeah, I believe they're going to say he made that catch. Yeah, no gain, unfortunately, for the Black Eagles, but that is a completion. Bring up 3rd and 12 now. 3rd and long on the way for South Charleston. After getting the interception, trying to get something going offensively. 3 receivers line up to the near side of the field. And the ball's on the turf. Fumbled the snap, and the Patriots come away with it. Peyton Coulter jumps on the football for the Patriot defense. And after GW gives one away, the Black Eagles give one right back.
I mean, Coulter's fired up, and for good reason. Excellent play there. Just before anything was going on, GW's got the ball. Set them up in great field position here to go ahead and get this first score if they can go ahead and punch it in. Or get the field goal. We all know George Washington is never afraid to put their field goal kicker out there in a reasonable situation.
I think Wilson just tried to pull his hand out a little quicker than the ball was back to him, and it hit him maybe on his hand as he was pulling back, and then when the center let his hand go, just fumbled the snap. Handoff goes to Anthony Valentine for the Patriots on the opening play of the drive after taking the fumble away. And Valentine with a decent run there. Gets down inside the 15.
Ball carried by number 6, Anthony Valentine.
Patriots started the drive at the 16-yard line. And he'll pick up 3 down to the 13. Two receivers up to the top of the formation for GW, the Hatfield and Valentine. Giacomo to the near side. Fenwick has Matthews to the right of him and then has Sack lined up behind him. Valentine in motion, fake the pitch to him. Handoff goes to Sack right up the middle on an ISO. Sack with a nice run down inside the 10 to the 9. They'll bring up 3rd and short now for the Patriots. 3rd and 3 to be precise. A nice 4-yard run there on that shotgun ISO.
Already 24 yards on just 3 carries for Sack on this one. Robust 8 yards in average so far.
3rd and short for the Patriots. 15 on the play clock, a little more than 5 on the game clock here in the opening quarter. Still scoreless, but the Patriots marching toward the goal line. Nice handoff to Sack again, cuts back inside the hash mark, still on his feet. He's inside the 5. He's got the first down, and Patriots will set up 1st and goal here in just a moment from the 5 after a 4-yard pickup on 3rd and a long 3. Again, both teams with a turnover already here in this first quarter. Patriots trying to go deep, looking toward the end zone, or hoping to go toward the end zone at least with a run out from Hayden Hatfield, but it was intercepted by Jaden Motley. Then, a couple of plays later, the Black Eagles fumble the snap. Peyton Coulter jumps on top of it, and now GW set up 1st and goal from the 5. Handoff goes to Matthews. Matthews twists and turns his way inside the line of scrimmage, and he'll pick up 1 yard, I believe they're going to give him. Yeah, down to the 4, 1 yard. So 2nd and goal on the way for GW.
And it's pretty impressive how many guys GW has run the ball. I mean, already 3 guys here in the first quarter. A lot of times you'll see teams with not quite as many guys they trust back there, but definitely spread it around in the Patriot backfield.
Fenwick under center, turns hands off to Sack. Sack bouncing it wide to the outside, breaks through a couple of tackles, breaks through some more, and fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. Keegan Sack with the rushing touchdown from 4 yards out, puts the Patriots on the scoreboard. Take the lead, 6-0. Extra point on the way. Sack with his first rushing touchdown of the season, 6th touchdown overall.
Yeah, I almost forgot that he's actually a running back the way he catches the ball. He was catching the ball early in the season, but great job by him getting wide, spotting where he had a crease, and is diving in there to put the points on the board for his team.
And before the play gets underway for the Patriots, it is blown dead. Flag coming in from the near side. They're going to run over and check things with head coach Steve Edwards for the Patriots. So offside. They're going to decline it and just let their kicker try to do the work. Jordan Price, the sophomore, out to kick for GW, as Rylan Moorhead, their regular starting kicker, is done for the season with a torn ACL. Supposed to have surgery here soon. Wish him well in his recovery. Multi-sport athlete for the Patriots. Plays from the soccer team as well. And we're going to have another offsides for the Black Eagles. Just trying to get it a little too quick of a start there on the outside, hoping to block the kick from GW.
And that first time it came from the near side, this time player on the far side trying to get a little bit of a head start there.
Third time's a charm. Kick is up, and it is good. Patriots lead 7-0, 3:49 to go here in the opening quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back with more right after this here on our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on High School Game Day.
Ball Toyota is here for you. Gas prices got you down? Toyota has a hybrid for everyone, like the 53 MPG Corolla or Camry, the 58 MPG Prius, the 41 MPG RAV4, the 40 MPG Venza, and the 36 MPG Highlander. Need more room or want to haul a trailer or boat? Get the new 22 MPG Tundra Hybrid. Give your new Toyota the protection it deserves with a genuine Toyota service contract. Visit balltoyota.com. Ball Toyota of Charleston. It's a whole new ball game.
Back here at South Charleston High School. Happy to have you along with us this evening. Sun continuing to set just beyond the tree lines here on a chilly evening across the Mountain State.
Honestly, one of the first chilly evenings we've had.
First official day of fall. As it rolled in last night at 9 o'clock. I believe 9:04. Black Eagles take the kickoff, and it will be fumbled. Losing the football for the Black Eagles there was Avery Pennell. Pennell lost the football, and the Patriots jump on top of it and will have fantastic starting field position for this drive after just scoring to take a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, I think it was Gunnar Flores there, does a good job falling on it. Really quick play, getting the ball back for his team in fantastic field position.
Two outside linebackers for the Patriots making fumble recoveries for GW. Coulter did it on the last defensive drive for GW, and now Flores does it there for the special teams unit. So again, GW offensively back out on the field, 1st and 10 from the Black Eagle 28-yard line. Fenwick takes a shotgun snap under some pressure. Flag comes, there's going to be a hold, and Fenwick might get flagged for a face mask. Was trying to stiff arm his would-be tackler, Mari Lawton. Lawton does bring him down. And I believe they're going to check both of these flags. We've got a hold against GW. And no, just one flag. I thought they threw a flag here on the near side, but just the one on the hold. But that will back GW up 10 yards and make it 2nd and long. And that's really going to hurt that great field position to start this drive.
You know, certainly GW is a team that's able to get yards in bunches when they want to, but still a very costly hold there, moving them back more than 10 yards, it looks like.
And they're going to spot the ball now at the Black Eagle 46-yard line.
About an 18-yard penalty it turned out to be.
Fenwick throws out into the flat, caught by Valentine. Nice run by Valentine after the catch. Gets down inside the 40. And Valentine will be stopped at the 35. So a 10-yard pickup, excuse me. Bring up 2nd down and long now for the Patriots. 17 to be exact. Fenwick takes a shotgun snap, drops back, rolls out to his left now. Still looking now, he's going to just take off and run with it. And he'll get out of bounds and avoid a big hit on the near sideline as he had about 4 Black Eagle defenders chasing him down there at the end of that play. And he will get back inside the 30 to the 29, so make it 3rd and 11 now. And that penalty really hurting the Patriots there. Again, started this drive 1st and 10 from the Black Eagle 28, and now it's 3rd and 11 from the 29.
Yeah, when you consider that, at least in West Virginia high school football, that the hold is assessed from the spot of the hold, even if it's in the backfield, it can really put you behind, but GW here with a chance to make it up.
So 3rd and 11 for GW. South Charleston brings some pressure, and it's overthrown as Fenwick was trying to find Anthony Valentine, who was in a great spot in the middle of that zone defense from South Charleston, but just couldn't get it to him in the right spot. And it'll bring up 4th and 11 now. Patriot offense going to stay out on the field and go for it.
And definitely in kind of that gray area where a punt doesn't necessarily make sense for you.
Well, now they're going to talk things over here. 4th and 11 upcoming for the Patriots. GW taking a timeout. We'll keep you right here with 2:14 to go in this opening quarter. I want to thank our sponsors, West Virginia Coal Association, and still, coal keeps the stadium lights on. Mullins Plumbing and Heating, a proud partner of Game Day. Contact us today for a free consultation. Martin Transport, join the team of highly skilled CDL drivers for the best pay and benefits. And Doug Scaff for West Virginia House is a proud graduate of South Charleston High School. Doug Scaff Jr. looks forward to Friday nights and cheering on his Black Eagles. He sends best wishes to both teams for a safe and successful season. Doug says it's an honor to serve in the House of Delegates and represent all the great people who live in Dunbar, South Charleston, and Fort Hill. And Doug will actually be joining us at halftime for an interview. We'll talk to him about his campaign a little bit, but we'll also talk to him about this endeavor that we're doing here each and every Friday night on our high school game day broadcasts, as well as some of the other things that HD Media is doing in the video sphere. I also want to make certain to thank Dana Farrell for West Virginia House. As a former South Charleston teacher and coach, Dana Farrell looks forward to representing the 60th District in the House of Delegates. Represents Big Tyler, Roxalana, and Dunbar Avenue. Dana says it's always a great day to be a Black Eagle. 4th and 11 for the Patriots coming out of the timeout. Fenwick in the shotgun. Has Valentine to his right, offset. Black Eagles bring in some pressure. Fenwick throws across the middle. This time it's caught and hauled in. Making the grab there for the Patriots in the middle of the field is Hunter Giacomo. Giacomo with a nice grab will give the Patriots a much-needed first down on 4th and 11. GW will now set up 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. So a 16-yard pickup there for GW. GW will run trips out to the wide side of the field. Giacomo, the lone receiver, to the near side. Sack in the backfield with Fenwick. Handoff goes to him. He's going to rush out to the far side of the field. He's got a lane to the end zone, and he's in as he breaks out of a tackle. Touchdown, Patriots, but we do have a flag from that far side of the field as well. This one could be coming back. What a run, though, by Keegan Sack. Just sprints through to that wide side of the field, and this one will be going back on GW.
But it does look like he maybe got a little help finding that corner due to that hold.
So that backs the Patriots up. Well, actually, it moves them forward based on where the hold was. Because the hold took place so far downfield, it's actually now 1st and 9 for GW. Instead of 1st and 10 or a touchdown. Minute 34 to go here in this first quarter. Patriots lead 7-0, trying to make it another score here. Fenwick going to step up in the pocket, evades one tackler, evades a second, and he's got his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. Fenwick with a 12-yard scramble into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
Fenwick not a big-time scrambler, but still very capable of it. Does a good job weaving his way through there, finding the corner of the end zone, avoiding a big hit, and putting his team up now 13, maybe 14, depending on this kick.
Fenwick with the 12-yard touchdown run. Patriots up 13-0. That's Fenwick's first rushing touchdown of the season. Kick is up, and it is good from Jordan Price. 14-0, Patriots with the lead. Minute 25 to go here in the first quarter. Step aside for a break, and then be back with more of our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on High School Game Day right after this.
Call State Farm agent Matthew Rousey at 304-925-8000 today.
Patriots cashing in on a pair of Black Eagle fumbles, up 14-0 now after scoring on both of them. First, a 4-yard run from Keegan Sack, and then Fenwick marches it in from 12 yards out on a scramble. Make it 14-0 with 1:25 to go in the first quarter. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our media center crew, happy to have you with us here in our Frontier Communications broadcast booth. Week 5 of the high school football season. Patriots looking to end a 2-game losing streak on the air after starting the season 2-0. Black Eagles looking for win number 1 after a rough start to the season with a tough schedule still ahead of South Charleston. Tricky kickoff for the Patriots that just gets out of bounds over on the far side. I mean just gets out of bounds.
And they're about to have a predicament over there if it died right before it got out of bounds, but having a little patience there, letting it go out of bounds, get at least decent field position here to start will be their third drive.
I think that was Nazjaya Jones who thought about it for a second. He was like, should I pick this up? And then saw it kept wobbling its way and said, no, we're going to let it go out of bounds, and wisely held off because now his team gets the football 1st and 10 from their own 35 instead of potentially pinned back deep or even more costly, a turnover.
And either way, Jones getting a heck of a hit there on the sideline.
So 1st and 10 for the Black Eagles now. Wilson under center. Patriots bringing some pressure right up the gut and smothered quickly there for the Black Eagles is Aaron Clark. He is met in the backfield in a hurry. The Patriots brought the house there.
Clark is tackled in the backfield.
As a team, South Charleston has 5 carries for no yardage, so it's really struggling to get something going on the ground here.
Had positive yardage those first 2 runs, and then it's been negative or 0 yards the last couple of rushing plays for the Black Eagles. -2 there, 2nd and 12 on the way with less than a minute to go here in this first quarter. 14-0 our score, and before the play gets off, a flag comes out.
Might be an equipment issue.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is. Going to call a timeout. So South Charleston with its 2nd timeout already here in this first quarter. 42.5 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Again, happy to have you with us. Will and I happy to be back this week, too. I was out last week with an illness. Will was out going to check out Antietam on a nice fall vacation. Well, summer vacation, I guess, still, because fall officially started today. Got to cram in one more trip in before the summer ended, didn't you, Will?
Yeah, nice one up there. Go see a historic battlefield on a great day. But glad to be back a week later. Here doing some more high school football here in the MSAC.
Yeah, it definitely felt strange not being here at a game last Friday night. We're happy to be back with you this evening on our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on High School Game Day. Really happy to be back with our crew, too, as well. Media Center, Ethan Young, Dan Shreve, always doing a fantastic job for us. 2nd and 12 on the way for the Black Eagles. Wilson under center, going to drop back to pass. Quick throw out to the far side. It's caught. And trying to turn up field there is Jaden Motley. Motley will pick up a couple of yards extra after he turns, but is very quickly met as well out on that far side by Keegan Sack. Sack just a sophomore, but already an integral part of this Patriot offense, defense, and special teams as well. It's a very special young player for the Patriots. Black Eagles getting ready to line up. Might try to run one more play. Might just let the quarter end. And I think we're just going to let the quarter end. Yeah, there it goes. Quarter has come to a conclusion. 14-0. Patriots lead on the road here in this rivalry game between George Washington and South Charleston at South Charleston High School. We'll step aside for a break, and then when we come back, second quarter action for you right after this here on our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on High School Game Day.
We know who we are.
where we have been, and where we are going. Healthcare is ever-changing, and we are evolving to meet the future needs of our community. Thomas Health is honored to announce our affiliation with the WVU Health System. WVU Health System and its network of hospitals and physicians across West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania will allow Thomas Health to elevate and expand the current services we offer to this region. With broader access to specialists and subspecialists and the full support of the preeminent health system in our state, we look forward to being your first choice for medical care. Together, proudly serving our community and the state of West Virginia, today and tomorrow.
Back here at South Charleston High School. 3rd and 6. Black Eagles airing it out over to the far side of the field, and that one thrown out of bounds. But we do have a flag that comes in late from that far side of the field as well, as Wilson was trying to fire it over to Xavier Murray. And they're going to talk things over with GW. I believe this is going to go against the Black Eagles.
Might have been holding, trying to stop that pass rush.
An ineligible receiver downfield. They are going to decline that because of the result of the play. That brings up 4th and 6 now for the Black Eagles. So now what does South Charleston do here? Just one play into this second quarter, down 14-0. It looks like they're going to send out the punt team.
And at this junction in the game, there's really no choice but to when you're in your own territory, when you haven't quite got your offense rolling yet.
Back to await the punt, Rick Nyby. Patriots bringing some pressure there. A short kick, and it'll take a Patriot bounce, and is covered up at the 45. And covering that up is Aiden Seagraves. So Seagraves, actually they'll spot it down at the 46-yard line. So GW with great starting field position again, as the offense for the Patriots looks to extend this 14-0 lead out. Just 15 seconds into quarter number 2.
This makes it real tough for a team that's trying to dig themselves out when they, on top of the offensive problems they've had this season, when they just can't get the ball back, can't play a field position battle.
Play action for the Patriots. Fenwick is sacked, though. Bringing him down is Aaron Clark, captain defensive lineman for the Black Eagles. Swallowed him up there in the backfield, and that is a 7-yard loss right now. There is a flag on the field.
We have a flag.
It was thrown right about the time Clark got hold of Fenwick, so I'm curious to see what this ends up being.
They're coming over to the near side to talk with Carl Lee for South Charleston to discuss, I believe, his option. So odds are at this point it's against the Patriots, and they're going to back GW up. But they're actually going to decline it because you get the sack there, so obviously you want to take the loss of down and the loss of yardage. So, yeah, they spot him down at the 39. That's a 7-yard loss on that sack. Great job there by Aaron Clark getting the pressure for that South Charleston defensive front.
Yeah, Clark's been impressed so far in this one. Really, their defensive front as a whole has done a great job getting in Fenwick's face and making him uncomfortable.
Fenwick's going to drop back to pass again. Has the time he needs, throws down the far side of the field, and has his man in stride. What a great catch there by Hayden Hatfield. Fenwick tried to find Hatfield on the Patriots' first drive of the game. He threw an interception. This time, Fenwick delivers a beautiful ball and finds Hatfield in stride down the far side of the field, and a big first down for the Patriots. GW goes from the 39-yard line on their own side of the field all the way down inside the red zone to the Black Eagle 19.
Well over 40 yards on that hookup. Biggest play by far by either team.
42 yards on that pickup for the Patriots through the air. Handoff this time on 1st and 10, and he's swallowed up in the backfield. Keegan Sack quickly met by that Black Eagle front. Jason Barnett, as well as Dalen Fawcett, coming in to make the stop.
Keegan Sack. Loss of 4 on the play, brought down.
Lost back to the the Black Eagle.
Second down and 14. Patriots.
23-yard line. Second and 14. Fenwick, quick throw to Sack out in the flats. Breaks out of one tackle. Keeps his shoulder down low. Drives through another would-be tackler and is finally forced out of bounds back around the original line of scrimmage. And set the Patriots up for third down now. Third and a long 9. We'll call it 10 on the scoreboard. Just inside the 19-yard line.
And this is what GW loves to do in this type of situation. Spread it out, try to find the weak spots.
Fenwick going to roll out to his right. Flags come in. Pass is incomplete as he was trying to find his man on the near side, Gunnar Flores. But again, we have multiple flags out.
We have a flag on the play.
Imagine that the Black Eagles will decline this if it's against GW, and they are coming over to talk to Carl Lee. If you decline the penalty, it'll be fourth down and long for the Patriots. But you could also back them up and make them play third down again. And I think Carl Lee's going to take the penalty and back them up.
I think part of the concern there might be GW's willingness to kick the field goal. So, if they are able to hold them here, this is just on the edge of, well, actually kind of out of field goal range for most high school kickers.
Well, yeah, with fourth down on the way and that short of a field, GW could also opt to keep the offense out there and go for it and just try to get a touchdown or a first down. But now you're going to make him go third and much, much longer. Ball spotted at the Black Eagle 37-yard line. And we're going to have a flag come in again, and this one I believe is going to be a false start on GW. Sack taken off way too early over there on the far side of the field.
It almost seems like Sack taking off and the South Charleston defensive line jumping might have not been related. You usually aren't looking at the receiver and vice versa.
Well, they're going to call offside, though, on the Black Eagles, so give GW back 5 yards it just lost on that holding penalty. Third down now from the 32. Fenwick takes the snap, has some time. Now he's going to climb the pocket, throws across the middle of the field. That is caught. Turning downfield now there was Keegan Sack, and Sack inside the 10. Be right around the first down marker, depending on where they spot the ball. If he's short, it'll be fourth and very short. They are going to bring the chains over to measure. So the chain gang runs in from the far side of the field as they get ready to measure this. Great camera work by our man up top, Dan Shreve, and by the nose of the football, it's a Patriot first down. GW getting a friendly spot here on the road, and it'll set up first and goal from just inside the 10. Really just inside the 9.
So now the field's shrunken a little bit and kind of plays just a little bit more in South Charleston's favor with the very active defensive line. They've had obviously backed up in their own red zone, but at least taking away some of the space here that's been giving them fits, especially on this drive.
Fenwick throws out to the far side of the field, and that was almost intercepted, but Sack steps in front of it at the right time, tries to rumble his way to the end zone, but he's going to come up a yard shy. Wow, the timing couldn't have worked out any better for GW there because, wow, Sack didn't step in when he did and catch that football. That was going the other way because there would have been nobody in front of the defender. But second and goal now from the 1 for GW. Fenwick under center. Sends a man in motion. Fenwick going to keep it himself up the middle and into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. Fenwick with his second touchdown run of the night, this one from 1 yard out.
And just one of the most simple plays in football. Just let the guy who has his hands on the ball first keep it, push forward, get behind your center and your guards, push it in. Great job there. Fenwick, really one of the better arms we see in the Kanawha Valley, but here 2 touchdowns in a game. I believe in these first 2 of the season coming here up on what George Washington calls the other hill.
Yeah, he's not a typical running quarterback, but he's definitely not afraid to get out of the pocket and make something happen with his legs when he needs to. Kick is up and good. 21-0 GW with the lead. 8 to go here in this first half. We'll step aside for a break and then be back with more right after this here in our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on High School Game Day.
Tragedy Ford is the best place to sell or trade your car.
We know people want a fair deal, so we're proud to be a participating dealer in Kelly Blue Book Instant Cash Offer.
You can get an offer to purchase your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us.
If you want to trade, we'll give you up to 130% of book value for your car, and you can choose from the best selection in the area.
With deals like this, why wait to upgrade to the car of your dreams?
Just go to TopDutyFord.com and see for yourself.
Patriots getting set to kick off after taking a 21-0 lead on a 1-yard plunge in from quarterback Abe Fenwick, his second rushing touchdown tonight and of the season. Now the Black Eagles set to get the football back. Have had some good moments offensively, but have not been able to put everything together. Little squib kick here from the Patriots, trying to catch the Black Eagles off guard, but a nice recovery there by one of the middle guys. Didn't quite catch who that was. But the Black Eagles will have good possession here, or good position here on the field. Start this next drive, 1st and 10 from their own 37.
Yeah, it was really a small but unselfish play there. You know, things can really go wrong when someone who's not used to handling the ball suddenly has a kickoff drop down to him. So good plan just to get down, give yourself good field position, and get the offense on the field.
So 1st and 10 for the Black Eagles from their own 37. And have shown some positive moments, but haven't been able to string them together. Pitch out to the near side and quickly swallowed up there is Dias. And Lath Ganem making a nice rush off that edge to make that tackle in the backfield. So they will stop him back at the 32, a 5-yard loss. Bring up 2nd and 15.
Black Eagles.
Black Eagles breaking the huddle here. And send 2 receivers to the far side of the field. 2 tight ends set and a single back is Dias. Wilson drops back to throw. Throw over to the far side is incomplete. Trying to find his man, Nazjaya Jones, as he slipped up on the turf over on that far side, but that would have fallen incomplete anyway, even if he hadn't tripped up. It was thrown a little too far there toward his right and out of bounds. So 3rd and 15, clock stops with 7:06 to go in this second quarter. Black Eagles trailing by 3 touchdowns. Again, we mentioned the road doesn't get any easier for South Charleston after this one. Home contest with Spring Valley, and then 4 out of their last 5 on the road to close out the season for the Black Eagles. So a tough task still ahead. Pass thrown to the far side of the field, and that one might have had a little too much on it. Intended for Jones again. And that will bring up 4th down. Throw would have been well short of the 1st down anyway, and there were several Patriot defenders already flanking Jones, waiting for him to catch the ball to bring him down.
And that may have been a little influence on letting that one slip out of his hands.
But the incompletion brings up 4th and 15 now, and back out is Ryby to punt it away. And as a reminder, we'll have Delegate Doug Scaff joining us at halftime of tonight's contest. And Ryby's punt is blocked. Coulter jumps on top of it, I think, or had it for a moment. See who ultimately comes away with it. The Patriots do come away with it. Coming up with the football there for GW was Braden Lude. So GW was set to get the football there anyway, but the blocked punt by the Patriots special teams will set the offense up for GW with fantastic field position already in the red zone.
Yeah, we've said a couple of times GW started with great field position, but not on the road, not on the opposing 19. That's a first for tonight. Just seems like every drive starting a little bit closer to the Black Eagles end zone.
They're actually going to set it spotted at the 17-yard line, so GW going to have great field position here. Take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. Again, we mentioned Doug Scaff, but Doug Scaff is a proud South Charleston graduate. And he looks forward to these Friday nights cheering on his Black Eagles, sends his best wishes to both teams for safe and successful season. Doug says it's an honor to serve in the House of Delegates and represent all the great people who live in Dunbar, South Charleston, and Fort Hill. Again, Doug will join us here at halftime, talk about his campaign as well as the things that they are doing at HD Media and the print with all the papers that they have acquired over the last several years and what they're doing with those local papers in the smaller areas of West Virginia, as well as these broadcasts that we're doing on things like this high school game day and some other programs as well. A pitch inside to Valentine. Valentine met in the backfield again. That's the second time they've tried to run that little pitch pass on the jet motion, and both times now he has been met in the backfield. And they will drop him back at the 20 for a 3-yard loss.
Can I talk to you? Loss of 3 on the play.
I'm from Texas Roadhouse. Yep. I have ribs for you guys, but they all got spilled down there. I'm sorry. Spilled where? They got spilled down there. Like, the kids were going crazy because I was throwing candy.
And Patriots going to go with a hard count there.
Tonight for the kids to have somewhere to eat.
Will draw the Black Eagles offside and will give the Patriots 5 yards back after losing 3. So it'll set up 2nd down and 8 now for the Patriots. Fenwick drops back to pass under some pressure, throws a screen pass, caught by Valentine. Valentine doesn't get touched by a soul as he races his way into the end zone. 17-yard touchdown pass. We got a 15-yard touchdown pass, right? Yeah, 15-yard touchdown pass there. Sorry, I looked at the scoreboard. And that's the first passing touchdown of the evening for the Patriots. GW leads now 27-0, extra point on the way.
And Fenwick started off with kind of a rough outing. First completion for loss, had the interception, but completed his last 6 passes, including completion of 17, 41, and 22 yards, and then that 15-yard touchdown.
Kick by Price is no good, wide right, so lead stays 27-0. Patriots on top with 5:55 to go. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back with more of our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on High School Game Day right after this.
What started as the Parmar Oil Company in 1967 has grown into 116 convenience stores in 4 states. Parmar convenience stores offer monthly product specials and grab-and-go items. Located just down the street from where you live, Parmar stores are all about being your above-par convenience store. If you don't have a Parmar store near you now, you will soon. Parmar Convenience Stores, neighbors serving your community and making life a little bit easier every day.
Thank you for your support.
Patriots lead 27-0 here on the road. Looking to get back on track, and the Patriots look like they are back on track after a 2-game losing streak the last couple of weeks.
Come on, Black Eagles. Let's sing this. Let's sing this.
Black Eagles trying to get something going offensively here in this first half. Again, have had moments where it's been good, but then have something bad happen, and then it just kind of gets out of whack there.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly some positive to the South Charleston. I've been impressed with their defensive line. Well, I think they've had some great play. They've got some speed on the field, as evidenced right here by a pretty nice kickoff return.
Yeah, Jones with a nice return from inside the 15. He'll bring it up across the 30. And South Charleston will start this next drive from their own 32.
And Adam, when you come have a pile there, you're seeing a lot of taps on the back of the helmet between the teams and maybe some dap-ups. These two teams from communities very close together. South Charleston and GW might be the two closest together physical locations of high schools in West Virginia. A lot of these guys play youth ball together. A lot of these guys know each other well. So a lot of competition, but also a lot of saying hey to your buddy out there. As
while
compete.
It's a rivalry, it's a respected rivalry. As you mentioned, these are kids that have been playing against each other or with each other their entire lives. Handoff up the middle. And that's Clark carrying it, still on his feet, rumbling his way forward. It's across the 35, and a nice pickup there on first down. Give him 5 to the 37. Here's Clark, a bigger dude, 6'1", 280. Talk about a hoss. No wonder why it took 4 Patriot defenders to bring him down. Definitely wouldn't want to run into him. Coming full speed at you downhill. Set the line up as the up back. Man in motion is Jones. Turn handoff goes to Clark. Clark with a nasty stiff arm. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Aaron Clark just said, Clay Matthews, step aside. First down rumble there for Aaron Clark. Wow.
And even before that, great vision to see that there was space there on the left side, bounce it outside and get that one-on-one with a smaller defender. It's not that easy for a big guy to get back there and just take the ball and go. You can't just stick anyone back there, but Clark's shown he has the size and a little bit of the vision back there to make it happen.
9-yard pickup there. 1st and 10 from the 46 of the Black Eagles. Near side hash is where the ball is. Wilson under center. Turns, hands off to Clark again. Why not? Keep feeding the beast. Across midfield as he dives his way forward. We'll spot him down at the 49 of the Patriots. First time the Black Eagles have been in Patriot territory this evening, and it comes with 4:40 to go here in this first half. Black Eagles down 27-0. But again, finally starting to get the offense momentum moving. This could be the drive that the Black Eagles need to keep that offense churning.
That's how the George Washington linebacker is kind of cheating in a little more than they normally would.
Handoff goes to Clark to the near side. Clark tries a stiff arm again. Hits another stiff arm and finally forced out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. Another nice run there by Aaron Clark.
And we talked about a little bit before this that South Charleston really needs to try to find something that's working, find something to build on. And he's on the bench right now, but Clark's something that's working. I mean, just in those past carries, 28 yards on the past 4 carries for that young man. Not only showing size and strength, but some vision as well. Getting a well-deserved breather right now, though. Let's see if they can keep it going without him.
Give him 8 right there. 1st and 10 from the 41 for the Black Eagles on the Patriots side of the field. Wilson hands off to Dias. Dias fights his way forward. A nice run there by Delvecchio Dias, the junior tailback. Dias will get down to the 38-yard line. Pickup of 3. Bring up 2nd and 7. And still Clark on the sideline getting a much-deserved break, as Will mentioned. He has been working really hard tonight on both sides of the ball. One of their captains for the Black Eagles, just a sophomore, but already an impact player for South Charleston. Wilson turns, hands off to Dias again, and Dias is quickly met. Brought down at the line of scrimmage, that time by Ridge Flores. Bring up 3rd and 7 now. Clark finally up off the bench, helmet back on. If I were him, I'd be saying, Coach, put me back in the game. Let's pick up a first down. Give me the ball. because he has been working most successfully this evening for the Black Eagles. Black Eagles lining up in the shotgun now. Trips out to the far side of the field. Ball right in the middle of the field as Wilson drops back to pass under some pressure. Throw out in the flat. Caught and turned upfield. A nice run there after the catch by the Black Eagles. That's Yashir Williams. Excuse me, Avery Pinnell.
Wilson's pass is complete to number 10, Avery Pinnell, for another Black Eagle.
All right, got a couple of rosters here. But the Black Eagles, Avery Pinnell with the first down grab after he should have been stopped right around the line of scrimmage. Did a nice job to break out of an ankle tackle and turn downfield. And the Black Eagles are just outside the red zone for the first time this evening. And there you see on your screen Aaron Clark back in the game in the backfield for South Charleston on offense. And feeding the beast they go. Right back to him off the right side. Clark still on his feet. It takes 4 Patriot defenders to finally bring him down.
It isn't just size. He does not want to go down, fighting off every dude he can. Doing just a fantastic job of really putting his team kind of on his back. The energy on this near sideline with the South Charleston Black Eagles has changed immensely just during this drive.
Rumbles his way to a 3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7 on the way for South Charleston. Minute 34 to go on a moving clock here in the first half. The Patriots lead 27-0. The Black Eagles in the red zone for the first time tonight. Wilson sends a man in motion. Fake the handoff to the back, and he's going to hand it to Jones. Jones spins out of one tackle, still on his feet and driven out of bounds on the far side of the field by Gunnar Flores, but not before Jones picks up a first down on that run.
Ball carried by number 11, Najee Jones.
Najee Jones with the run. And it's a Black Eagle first down just outside the goal area at the 12-yard line. And this is the loudest the Black Eagles have been all evening on this near side of the field with just over a minute to go here in this first half. South Charleston trying to score for the first time this evening. Jones, a man in motion. Hand off to him on a jet sweep to the near side. Trying to turn back inside, and he'll pick up a yard down to the 11. Black Eagles going to have to hurry things up here.
And I remember they've already used 2 of their timeouts.
Yeah, 1 timeout left now for the Black Eagles with a little more than 30 seconds to go here in the half. And Wilson's going to clock it. Clock stopped now with 26.7 seconds. But unfortunately, that brings up 3rd down now for the Black Eagles.
Yeah, I think time kind of slipped away from them coming into, once they got down here, they looked up and realized that, again, they had to burn 2 timeouts earlier in the first quarter. So with 1 timeout here, probably not an awful decision to go ahead and clock it there to save that 1 just in case you can get a little bit closer.
And looking on our near side now, Najee Jones appears to be injured. Was not looking like he was feeling too great. Fake the handoff rather. Wilson, play action, under some pressure, going to throw it out of bounds as he got out of the tackle area, the tackle box, so to speak. Or I believe it's in high school called the blocking area.
Always got to make it complicated.
An incompletion, though, stops the clock with 18.9 seconds, but it brings up 4th and 10 as they say that initial run was for no gain earlier. So 18.9 to go, 4th and 10 for the Black Eagle offense. You really almost wonder what could have happened for the South Charleston offense on this drive if Clark had been able to stay in the game there for those couple of plays instead of having to come over to get a breather. Because, again, he's been by far the most successful player on the field for South Charleston. Pass aired toward the end zone. It is incomplete. Wilson trying to find in the back right corner of the end zone. Xavier Murray is 6'2" senior wideout. And that incompletion will result in a turnover on downs inside the goal area. But again, finally some positive momentum for South Charleston on that drive. Unfortunately, it doesn't end up with any points, but the offense finally got moving there against this GW defense.
Yeah, that's something when you're in a situation like South Charleston is, when you're just not having the season you expected. That's something that's so important, is just find something that's working. Find a way to get some yards, just find a guy to get your guys some confidence, and keep pushing forward until you have something worth that can get some points.
Patriots going to kneel out the rest of this first half clock and head into the locker room up 27-0 on the road over the South Charleston Black Eagles. Patriots working their way toward ending this two-game losing streak with this 27-0 lead. Black Eagles got some work to do to try to get back in this one and pick up win number 1 of the season. Step aside for a quick break, and then again here at the half we'll be joined by Delegate Doug Scaff. Talk about his campaign as well as the things that they're doing with HD Media. A lot of exciting stuff happening for HD Media. We'll talk with him about that coming up after this break. You're watching the Frontier Communications Game of the Week here on High School Game Day. We're back right after this.
August 5th, 2013 was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. It turned into a nightmare. Harmony was too big for me to pass through my pelvis. They thought the best option was to put the vacuum on her.
She begged for a C-section over and over and over. They wanted to rush through it. Once Harmony came out, it probably wasn't 5 minutes. They rushed her to NIC unit, and then her head swelled the size of a watermelon. It pretty much crushed her whole skull. Ben Salingo was recommended to us by a family friend that he had represented.
Having Ben Salingo on our side changed everything for the better.
From day one, he did everything for us. He kept in touch with us pretty much on a daily basis to let us know what was going on and even just to check on us.
It gave us closure as a family, a peace, a calming feeling over us that she can rest in peace finally.
We know who we are, where we have been, and where we are going. Healthcare is ever-changing, and we are evolving to meet the future needs of our community. Thomas Health is honored to announce our affiliation with the WVU Health System. WVU Health System and its network of hospitals and physicians across West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania will allow Thomas Health to elevate and expand the current services we offer to this region. With broader access to specialists and subspecialists and the full support of the preeminent health system in our state, we look forward to being your first choice for medical care. Together, proudly serving our community and the state of West Virginia, today and tomorrow.
Okay, Amy, are you going to pass or press your Dutch?
I'm gonna press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop!
All right, Wes, your turn. Are you going to pass or press your Dutch? I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop! That's the grand prize!
Congratulations, Wes. You've won this brand new Kia Sportage for only $269 a month.
Make sure you are informed. With HD Media, we are leading the state in local, digital, and print media. We are storytellers. We focus on education, health, entertainment, politics, opinions, sports, and the outdoors. Through our websites, print, or social and mobile apps. We work every day to enhance the lives of our customers by informing, entertaining, and empowering our readers in the communities we serve. We are HD Media.
Back here at South Charleston High School, the George Washington Marching Band performing now here at the half as Patriots lead 27-0 on the road against the Black Eagles of South Charleston. Adam Rogers here in our Frontier Communications broadcast booth, joined by a special guest. It's our boss, technically, Doug Scaff. Happy to have you with us, Doug. Appreciate you joining the broadcast.
This is definitely football weather tonight. It's here. It's fall is upon us, and it's a good tradition here. GW South Charleston rivalry. You know, as a former Black Eagle, I used to always look forward to this game. You circle it on the calendar every year.
Yeah, it's one of those games where, regardless of the records, regardless of what players are on what teams, and this is always a good rivalry game to have because it brings the communities on both sides together. You get a great atmosphere, a great environment. It's always great, whatever sport it is, but football is always great to have in the fall.
And you get that, competitive spirit. A lot of people work together, and their parents are working together down in the community in Charleston and South Charleston, and they're always, jabbing at each other, saying, hey, those Patriots, no matter how old you are, you always goes back to your roots. But Battle of the Hill, they say, which one's the real hill? Over there, the GW Hill or the South Charleston Hill? And it's just a great atmosphere. You come back. A lot of things have changed since my days. We played back at the Dunbar High School when South Charleston and Dunbar combined schools. We played down at Dunbar for a long time, all our home games there. And now to have this atmosphere and the stands and the lights and the turf, it looks so good.
To go from that to playing at Oaks Field, which was a great facility in its heyday, then things didn't get quite improved like you would like to see.
Everything else was updated except for Oaks Field.
So,
it just kind of stayed there.
Finally, this gets built here at the school. A fantastic facility, a first-class facility here. I mean, it's got to be great to see the community be able to come here right there at the high school and have that traditional on-campus environment that GW had been searching for so long after playing down at Laidley Field forever.
There's just something to say about playing on campus. You can walk outside your classroom at the end of the school day and just walk right onto the field. 3 minutes later, you go down, you change in the locker room, you're here. It's a pride. It's just, it's what you come to school every day for as an athlete. You come down here, the football players, they get up every morning, they go in here, and then, at lunchtime, they want to get a few reps in, go out here and toss the ball in the recess. It's a neat atmosphere. But, GW Hill, it's the logistics. We always wondered if the logistics at the GW, it was always getting into the South Charleston, going up that 2-lane road, one Eagle Way, same thing in South Hills. At least you have a couple ways in and out.
So let's talk about HD Media and what's going on, because a lot is happening with HD Media now. You've been buying up a couple of local newspapers and integrating them into what is being done with the Herald Dispatch and with the Charleston Gazette-Mail, and you're really keeping journalism local with those papers.
Well, compliments to Doug Reynolds, principal owner. He had a vision here. He just wants to save newspapers. Basically, he's on a mission. And what we can do in those news deserts to keep your news local. Communities and people throughout the community, they deserve to be informed. And what we are doing is going around trying to save them, consolidate, put our synergies together so that we can provide and to help save some of these newspapers in these areas all around the state. We're looking at expanding. We're one of the only companies that continue to expand and buy more newspapers. We've expanded our network, but you have to differentiate. You have to have things like this. You have to provide high school. Now people view high school sports in a whole different way. They used to wait till the Saturday morning newspaper, flip it open, and see the stats and see who won and who lost, and if their son how many rushing yards they got that day or passing yards. But now they have so many ways. You have it online, on the website. You can Twitter, almost minute to minute. Rick Farlow,
I'd be remiss if we didn't mention Rick Ryan writing the story for tonight's game here.
Rick Ryan does a fantastic job. Grant Traylor, our whole staff, Ryan Pritt, the whole gang. We got all the Ryan. They do a phenomenal jobs. I think when you talk about local, Charleston Gazette-Mail, Herald Dispatch, and all the papers we own, the high school sports is what's keep people subscribed. They keep coming back because this is what keeps us hyper-local. Nowhere else can you have in-depth reporting from all of our sports writers. And so we just offering another element. The last couple of years, we partnered with RSN Sports, with Dana Farrell, does a phenomenal job, and he out there, and we said, let's bring this together. The Media Center, Dan Shreve, Ethan, the whole gang. It takes partnerships to provide this right now. I just got a text a little bit ago from Mayor Amy Goodwin, and she goes, hey, I couldn't make it out tonight. She's watching it right there on her TV, streaming it live in her living room on a frigid night like this. I know my father's doing the same thing. He was going to come, but he gets a chance to still keep up with his alma mater and the Black Eagles.
Yeah, it's been so great the last year and now this season to be part of this and the expansion that's been happening with HD Media, with our high school game day platforms, from doing these football games in the fall, basketball in the winter and the early part of the spring. We did some softball there a little bit. So it's been fantastic to do these things, but HD Media is also doing a couple of other things in the media sphere as well, out in the video sphere, a couple of different shows, one with you hosting yourself. So it's a lot of change-up going on with HD Media. If
sports isn't your genre, we got a little political show called Outside the Echo Chamber. We have that coming to you weekly. We were live at the Capitol during session. We bring all the politicians and see what's going on and keep them accountable and up to breast of what they're doing or not doing. But the bottom line here is the way that people consume their media is what's changing. They still want their news. They still want to read it. They want to get the in-depth coverage. It's just the way that they consume it is what's changing, and it's our job as HD Media. HD Media is the parent company of Charleston Gazette-Mail, Herald Dispatch, the Logan Banner, Lincoln Journal, Lincoln Sentinel, Cole Valley News, Williamson Daily, Putnam, the Putnam paper, the Wayne County. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. We're just purchasing a new paper right now in Virginia, Grundy, Virginia. They have 4,000 subscribers. It's a weekly paper. We're doing some things here across West Virginia. We got a couple more papers we're looking to reach out to. But a lot of these papers we buy, they didn't have a website. So we're using our resources to bring them up to speed, have a website, create a Twitter account for them, a Facebook page, because it's the way that people consume the news. We have to adapt. We have to change. We have world-class journalists writing. And, sports is it's a tribute to our success is how well we cover local sports.
And our sponsors do a great job of helping us cover these sports. So we can't thank them enough for everything that they do to allow us these platforms to cover the sports and do those other programs that you do as well now with this HD Media endeavor. So it's been fantastic to be part of this, and I can't thank you guys enough for starting it all for us, because it's given us another avenue to do.
We can't do it without you, and like I said, it's just a whole big family effort here with everybody coming out, utilizing your talents, putting it all together. So what we had was an audience. We had an audience. Now what can we do to provide more stuff, more things to that audience? We had that. Charleston Gazette-Mail, one of the largest audiences in the state. So how can we bring them more product, more content, more things to watch, read, or do while they're on our website? And with the integration with RSN Sports, with the Media Center, we continue to evolve, do more shows, and bring our stories to life. We just hired a new media person. Her name's Carly Burkhouse from WVU graduate. She's 3 months in. She's bringing the stories of our fantastic journalists to life by doing 2-3 minute little excerpts and videoing the people. So we're doing everything we can, because I think the bottom line here is, local journalism is alive and well. Newspapers aren't going away. It's just the way that you present the paper. So if you can say news, whether it's through social media, whether it's through the internet, whatever, the paper part is, oh, by the way, we do have a paper, but you can consume us all these other ways.
And we mentioned sponsors. Your campaign sponsoring our broadcast this evening. Running for House of Delegates.
Listen, there's
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about your campaign and what you're hoping to accomplish by running again and keep your seat in the House of Delegates.
Well, I was very excited to sponsor this particular game. As a delegate, I cover South Charleston, I cover Dunbar, I cover Fort Hill, and we have 100 single-member districts now. So Dana Farrell, actually, he's a sponsor as well, too. He has a piece of Dunbar. So Dunbar, South Charleston, and a little bit of Charleston is my district. So I have a little bit of GW people in my district as well. So it was an honor to give back to the school. I just like to help out. As a delegate, I take pride in the local high school and the school. I was a Black Eagle graduate, and I was an all-star for 10th grade. Thought I was going to be a basketball superstar. I was going to go out and run, but I realized quickly after the first year I couldn't run very fast, I couldn't shoot very well, and I wasn't tall enough. So I switched careers and went over to student council. So I ran my first student council election in 11th grade and was blessed to win and became a student council president here, which launched my career now as a House of Delegate member. And I just love giving back to the community when you do things like this and sponsoring. But let's talk about sponsors. It's not about me and these people. All the sponsors, when you ask them, hey, you want to go throw an ad in the newspaper the old traditional way? I don't want to do it that way. But when you mention, do you want to be a sponsor of high school athletics in your community, it's a no-brainer. They don't even think twice. They said, how can we help? How can we do more? Dutch Miller's been fantastic. Parmar, out of this world. Ben Salango Law Firm. He always steps up. County Commissioner Ben Salango and his law firm, they're always the first. They said, how? They don't ask what package. They say, when can I sign up again? And we sign people up, and they do it for the whole year, because it's not just football, basketball, softball, like you said, baseball, softball, tennis, soccer, everything we can do. We got a lot of new sponsors this year. We had, Parmar's always been around. Todd Judy Ford, they used to do last year. They did fan of the game. They did a student section of the game. RSN Sports, basically, they have this platform already, and all we did was kind of put everything together. You have the Army. Army's always been a wonderful sponsor for RSN Sports for a long time, and now with us at HD Media. Can't thank Summit Bank enough. Warner Law Office. Warner Law Office is a prime example. This is their first year coming on board, sponsoring GameDay. The one lady who runs the marketing department there, her daughter plays softball at St. Albans, and she got to watch one of our games last year. And so it's a success last year. It was our first year in this partnership, and you're going to see a lot more people jump out. Ball Toyota's been a big partner. I can't thank all the sponsors enough. The Coal Association, Mullins Plumbing, you probably mentioned them all, Martin Transport. But here's the thing. Just when people are watching the show, say, how can we support this? How can we join? They love our efforts to keep local sports, local journalism alive. and being a part of the community and giving back. A lot of these companies say, you know what, if I don't get a sale or this or that out of it, it's okay, but I feel good about helping promote local schools, the community, and the sports.
So I know we talked before you got on with us here on our halftime show. Again, George Washington Patriots lead the Black Eagles 27-0 at the half here in our Week 5 MSAC matchup, this rivalry contest. But you were at the WVU Virginia Tech game last night. A big win for the Mountaineers there on the road. Had to be exciting to be there in person, see them hoist that Black Diamond trophy once again.
You know what? I'm a big Mountaineer fan. I went to school there as well, too. And I've been tearing up the road the last couple of days. I just love watching sports in person, that atmosphere. They've done a lot. Renovations to that stadium since I've been there. I still hate going there. Those fans are rabid. They were just so, before the game, they were just so certain that they were going to come out victorious. And, Mountaineers, they impressed me. They came out. They came to win. They played hard. They had a great game plan. I love the offense. The offense seemed to keep people moving, keep people guessing. We saw their defense kind of crossing and bumping into each other. But people made plays. I can't say enough about JT Daniels. He is a leader. He's a man among boys out there. That guy is a superstar. And I liked Will Greer. I thought he was a player. But JT Daniels, he never gets rattled. He's solid. He's telling people, he's pointing people like, you go here, you go there, go this way, that way. So if you're not there in person, you don't get to see what he really does. He's coaching on the field. He's coaching on the sideline. That guy's a superstar, and we were lucky to have him. But I'm just excited that the Mountaineers got to win. Neil Brown, get off his back a little bit, give him some time. The cupboard was bare. When Holgerson left, he left us with nobody, absolutely nobody, zero in the pipeline but he's trying to build this. And then what about a running back? Where'd this guy come from, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Donaldson is unbelievable. He's a true freshman, 18-year-old. He's already a Big 12 running back of the week a couple times. He's leading the league, I think, in rushes.
And the Mountaineer defense looked really good last night as well. Got the pick six. Finally, the first interception of the season for the defense as well. So
they got some confidence. They got some confidence back. The defense was rocking. That atmosphere. Have you ever been to Virginia Tech?
Yeah, was there for a Marshall game a couple years ago. Marshall took them to overtime.
That inner Sandman at the beginning. I took a video of it.
It is quite the experience.
It's cool. It is. So everyone's video, all the Mountaineer fans. There was a lot of Mountaineer fans there because you got to think. I saw
sold out crowd
from Virginia. They call us. They used to say. Who was that? I think it was Rodriguez said we're like the Yankees. Everywhere we go, we sell out, right? Pittsburgh, we sold out that stadium. You go to Blacksburg, we sell out. But the Mountaineers, they don't just travel from West Virginia. I had people from Myrtle Beach there that I hung out with and tailgated with. I had people from North Carolina there. I had people from Virginia there. I had people from as far as New York there that came down for the trip just for the atmosphere and the fun. When we were a student, we used to take student bus trips down there to Blacksburg. And you're getting off that bus, and being all rowdy and being a crazy, rabid 19, 20-year-old student just going down there. And a lot of times we'd have to go back with our head tucked between our tails. But but it was fun. And that atmosphere, the Pitt atmosphere, go back a couple weeks. The Pittsburgh atmosphere, I was there as well, too. That place was rocking. It was probably a little exaggerated. The Pitt had about 60, 65% of the fans there, but the Mountaineer fans were 30, 35%, and they were just in the upper deck and in the dome. But that atmosphere was one of the best college atmospheres I've been involved in.
I was at the Marshall Notre Dame game when Marshall upset.
Yes.
And talk about an atmosphere from Marshall fans on the road with such a large crowd of Notre Dame fans around you. The Marshall fans showed up loud, proud, and unfortunately had to suffer a loss last week at Bowling Green in overtime. But I know Luke Creasy on his way to Troy tomorrow to cover the Marshall-Troy game. Heard going to try to look to get with Sunbelt win number 1 in the new conference.
I think their season starts now. With Sunbelt, it's a new league, it's a new conference. I think Marshall's got a lot going on. I love Coach Huff. He's an awesome dude. They've got a lot going on. A lot of new players coming in. They're going to want to be a part of that atmosphere and that team. Notre Dame, it was one of those things you just knew it was going to happen, right? Marshall went in there, they did everything right. Then the next week,
took you back to Kansas State in 2003.
Yeah, exactly. You just knew that was going to happen. But going back to HD Media, we're doing a lot with other things too. We have a partnership with Caesar Sportsbook.
Yeah, I was going to say that's one of those shows you guys are doing. Mountain Money.
They're called Mountain Money. We have Sean Fluharty. He is awesome when it comes to online gaming and all this. He actually goes around the country and speaks and does all this. He knows the stats in and out and the lines and what the type of bets to look for. We have a lady named Stevie Cooper. She's a young lady from Marshall graduate. She's part of the show, and we have fun. We go in there. She's a Marshall grad. He's a WVU grad. They go and poke each other a little bit on who's going to win. But Mountain Money, we have a partnership with Caesar Sportsbook with the Charleston Gazette-Mail, and what they do is they come in. They provide all the insight into betting and gambling and online, which is a new craze. Caesar Sportsbook was one to be. They understand the value in local journalism and keeping it local and connecting with the people. and those sports fans through the local journalism. We're the second newspaper in the country they partnered with. So New Orleans and that Times-Picayune was the first one. We were the second one, so we're really excited about that deal.
And then you guys also have 2 other programs as well. Brandon Lowe Show, sports podcast that runs weekly. He does that.
Oh, yeah. Brandon Lowe and Ryan Pritt, they have a little show that they do. It's going weekly. We're just trying to bring more content to our people. And one of our reporters, Greg Stone, he's one of our business reporters. He has a show. He talks to people in depth. He was with former Mayor Danny Jones, had a real nice in-depth interview, Commissioner Kent Carper. So he goes kind of behind the scenes and talks to him. Maria Young, she's our features editor. A lot of people read her stories. We're starting to bring to life shows. She has a cooking show for kids that we're working on, kind of a secret thing she's trying to do here. And we just want to have fun. But one thing we're doing next week is the Majorette Festival. Next Tuesday, Majorette Festival. Here we are. We're watching the South Charleston High School Black Eagle Marching Band, the GW Patriots Band, the Majorette Festival. The Charleston, back to the Daily Mail days, always supported the Majorette Festival. Now Charleston Gazette Mail, proud sponsor. We're going to be streaming it. Media Center, Dan Shreve and the gang, they're going to be giving that to you like never seen before. The Majorette Festival will be one of its kind this year.
And Dana told me that there was something in the works for streaming that'll make things a little easier. I'm not sure if it's quite figured out yet.
Oh yeah, so streaming. So yeah, we're really excited. We're getting ready in the news in the paper next week. We're gonna have an article come out. HD Media Plus. We're gonna have our app on your TV. So if you have a Roku TV, if you have an Apple TV or whatnot, even on your phone, you're gonna be able to download the app and watch all the games that we produce throughout the year, all the Christmas parades, all the events we do, all the shows will be right there from your TV on the app. HD Media Plus. You go out there and search for it now. It's ready to roll. We just haven't advertised it yet, but if you're out there tonight, we have it all set. We have a news category, we have a sports category, we have a political category, and we have special events. And so, thanks for bringing that up.
I was going to say, I knew it was being in the works. I had teased it a couple of weeks ago. I teased it a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't know if we were launching it or when it was being launched.
There's going to be an article coming out.
I knew we were working on it soon.
Article coming out week after next Sunday's paper, and you're going to hear all about the HD Media Plus, the app, where all this great stuff and all the people that's working together, you're going to be able to watch all the shows, and they're going to be archived out there too. A lot of things we noticed, a lot of times you may not get a lot of people watching the game live, but the players and their parents who are here go back and watch the game a second and third time to see how they did. So we try to keep everything archived out there.
Well, Doug, we've talked about a lot, and I'm sure we could talk about a whole heck of a lot more, but we're getting ready to start the second half here in just a few moments.
You and Rick and everybody up here in the booth, and Ethan, you guys, Dan, you do a fantastic job, and thank you for what you're doing to us, and appreciate the partnership, and keep doing what you're doing, man.
Hey, we appreciate everything, Doug. Great to have you with us here on our halftime show. Doug Scaff, House of Delegates representative. Appreciate his time. And we will step aside for a break. Then when we come back, we'll have a second half for you between South Charleston and George Washington right after this here on our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on High School Game Day.
Todd Dirty Ford is the best place to sell or trade your car.
We know people want a fair deal, so we're proud to be a participating dealer in Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer.
You can get an offer to purchase your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us.
If you want to trade, we'll give you up to 130% of book value for your car, and you can choose from the best selection in the area.
With deals like this, why wait to upgrade to the car of your dreams?
Just go to ToddDirtyFord.com and see for yourself.
I'm attorney Bobby Warner. Congress recently created a fund to compensate victims of Camp Lejeune who were exposed to toxic waters between 1953 and 1987. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with cancer or other health issues related to toxic water exposure at Camp Lejeune, call today for a free case evaluation.
Bobby Warner, now's the time. Call 345-6789.
Ball Toyota is here for you. Gas prices got you down? Toyota has a hybrid for everyone, like the 53 MPG Corolla or Camry, the 58 MPG Prius, the 41 MPG RAV4, the 40 MPG Venza, and the 36 MPG Highlander. Need more room or want to haul a trailer or boat? Get the new 22 MPG Tundra Hybrid. Give your new Toyota the protection it deserves with a genuine Toyota service contract. Visit balltoyota.com. Ball Toyota of Charleston. It's a whole new ball game.
Back here at South Charleston High School, the Black Eagle getting down on the sideline. Black Eagle's going to need to get the offense down here in the second half if it wants to mount a comeback against the Patriots. Down 27-0, coming back out of the locker room, start this second half, and Patriots get the football to start the second half. But again, a positive sign from South Charleston. They're showing some life offensively on that last drive of the first half. Ultimately, weren't able to get any points out of it, but finally moved the football and picked up some first downs in succession. Bit of a short kick, and a little surprised that Hayden Hatfield didn't just let that go out of bounds. Instead, he's going to try to return it. Still wrapped up around the ankles, and he is going to be dropped just across the 35-yard line. Nazi Jones holding on for dear life from the ankles there to not allow him to gain any more yardage.
Got just about 2 more yards he would have let it go out of bounds, but sometimes you just want the ball in your hands.
Just wanted a quick warm up there to start half number 2 with the run. Get his legs churning a bit. Patriots with the football here to start this second half. 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us here this evening on our high school game day Frontier Communications Game of the Week.
So we got a cramp situation down there getting worked out on the South Charleston side.
Can't quite tell who that is down for the Black Eagles. I believe now we got a number. Great job there by our cameraman, Dan Shreve, finding Aiden Seagraves down there. See you get seen too. We want to make certain we again thank our sponsors. Kroger will have our player of the game for you. That'll be coming up in the 4th quarter. A couple of nominees for the Patriots so far. I'm sure Abe Fenwick is pretty high up there. He's got 3 touchdowns on the evening, 2 rushing touchdowns, his first rushing touchdowns of the season. Also want to make certain we thank our Parmar stores for sponsoring just about everything that we do here on our high school game day broadcast. Again, as our Frontier Communications Game of the Week, but Parmar stores sponsors a little bit of everything for us. And just remember, if there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. Frontier Communications broadcast booth. Appreciate them sponsoring our space this evening and every evening. And don't forget, you can read Rick Ryan's story about tonight's contest in the Gazette Mail after the contest online or tomorrow in print edition. Just want to thank the West Virginia Coal Association, and still coal keeps the stadium lights on. Mullins Plumbing and Heating, a proud partner of Game Day. Contact us today for a free consultation. Martin Transport, join the team of highly skilled CDL drivers for the best pay and benefits. Fenwick drops back to pass. Throw caught across the middle by Valentine. He's got some space in front of him. Cuts back to the near side, still on his feet, and finally brought down inside the 30. Big gain there for the Patriots. On 1st and 10, they go from their own 37-yard line all the way down to the Black Eagles' 28. First and 10 for GW in South Charleston territory at Black Eagle 28-yard line. Fenwick drops back to pass again, slings it, caught over on the far side. That is caught by by Giacomo. Giacomo right around the first down marker. Got inside the red zone, and they're going to spot him at the 18. I'll wait for them to see if they will move the chains or not. Wow, that's going to be it. And they're going to bring the chains over now. They're going to call an official's timeout.
Receiver was
Well,
brought down by number 11, Najee Jones.
yeah, now they're going to say it's a first down. They're telling the chains to move. They have not moved. Yeah, now we go. So 10-yard pickup there for Giacomo. His second catch of the evening. 1st and 10 from the Black Eagle 18 now. Fenwick in the shotgun, drops back to pass again. Throws out to the near side on a slant by Hatfield. Hatfield down near the 10-yard line. Down to the 11, give him 7, bring up 2nd and 3. Patriots quickly working through the air here on this drive. Have not hesitated to put it in the air.
Yeah, it didn't seem a whole lot of pacing necessarily out of the Patriots offense in the first half. This half maybe looking to move a little bit faster, get a little bit of a little more speed to their attack there. Not that they necessarily needed up well over 3 scores.
Patriots probably trying to work toward that running clock in the fourth quarter is what they might be thinking about. Sack takes a 2nd down run. Down to the 10. He'll pick up a yard on 2nd down. Bring up 3rd and short on the way for GW. That missed extra point, though, could end up hurting GW getting to that running clock, because, again, it's got to be 35 by the start of the fourth quarter. 3rd and 2 for the Patriots. GW needs to get down inside the 8-yard line to move the chains, set up 1st and goal.
Very tight formation here.
And Fenwick going to keep it himself on a quarterback keeper. Pile still moving. And depends on where they spot it. It'll be right around it. Yeah, it should be enough, but won't quite know until they spot it and take a look down the line.
No.
They're going to say 4th down. Yeah, he's going to be just shy. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Patriots go back to the well here. Fenwick under center. Going to send Sack in motion from left to right. Now back to the left. And the Patriots going to jump offside. Unfortunate for GW there. Braden Lude.
Yeah, it looks like they were trying to draw South Charleston off and end up jumping a little bit themselves. Going to back up just a bit.
And a false start there against the Patriots, as we mentioned. So instead of 4th and a foot, basically, is what it looked like, it's going to be 4th and 5 now for GW.
Now you got to run an actual play and not just have your quarterback grab it and run.
And the Patriots going to keep the offense out there instead of sending out the sophomore kicker, Jordan Price. A couple of substitutions made out as both tight ends, Peyton Colder and Gunnar Flores, check off. Hayden Hatfield and Hunter Giacomo check on.
Bringing those outside receivers for this play.
Yeah, to the top, it will be Giacomo and Valentine. To the near side, it's Sack and Hatfield. Fenwick throws toward the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Hayden Hatfield. 14-yard touchdown pass from Abe Fenwick to Hayden Hatfield, and the Patriots go up 33-0 here with 8:02 to go in the third quarter.
A good job just finding the guy on the inside post route. Threw it right after he made his break. Fairly easy completion there for the touchdown.
Hatfield with his first touchdown reception of the season. Had a rushing touchdown earlier this year. Kick is up from Price, and it is good. 34-0 with 8:02 to go here in the third quarter. Patriots on top, on the road, on the way to ending a 2-game losing streak. Step aside for a quick break, and then be back with more on our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on High School Game Day.
What started as the Parmar Oil Company in 1967 has grown into 116 convenience stores in 4 states. Parmar convenience stores offer monthly product specials and grab-and-go items. Located just down the street from where you live, Parmar stores are all about being your above-par convenience store. If you don't have a Parmar store near you now, you will soon. Parmar Convenience Stores, neighbors serving your community and making life a little bit easier every day.
Back here at South Charleston High School, Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, live from our Frontier Communications broadcast booth. Happy to have you with us as the Patriots take a 34-0 run, or 34-0 lead. Is a 34-0 run, too, obviously, as the Black Eagles have been held scoreless. And the kickoff blown dead.
Flag on the play. Perfect time to thank South Charleston Fire Department for hosting the team meal today. Give it up for the fire department.
No real indication. I'm presuming maybe one of GW's guys got started early, or they maybe they just didn't give the go-ahead yet.
Yeah, they haven't seen a signal one way or the other. I think, it just wasn't given the ready to kick there.
Well, now they're backing them up.
Yeah, I missed the...
It must have been an offsides on GW. That's the only thing I can think of.
One of the only things it could be.
Back them up 5.
Yeah, they'll kick from the 35 instead of the 40.
I want to send a big shout out to Dunbar Athletic Boosters for sponsoring tonight's game. Remember, bingo is every Saturday. Doors open at 1:30, and you must be 18 to play. Go have some fun. Dunbar Bingo.
So Price will now kick it away. This one's on the ground, skips off and hits a South Charleston player, but he'll scoop it up and will return it toward the near side. And not sure who that is because he's not on my roster.
A lot of roster turnover here with the South Charleston team early season.
Some turnover before the season and then already here in the mid-season.
And so a couple guys out there. I'm sure he's on our roster, probably under a different number.
So Black Eagles will get the football here, 1st and 10 from their own 36. Jacob Wilson, the junior quarterback, lines up under center. There's 2 receivers each side. Handoff goes to the tailback, and that is Dias. Elvicio Dias, the junior, will pick up 2 up to the 38. Bring up 2nd and 8 now for the Black Eagle offense. A little surprised to see South Charleston not go back to Aaron Clark here to open this drive in the second half, because he was by far their most successful player.
Speaking of the devil, there he is right now lining up in the backfield.
Definitely a hard guy to miss there in the backfield. 6'1", 280. Coming at you like a freight train, and here he comes off the left side. Breaks out of a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, still on his feet across the 40. And again, it took a Patriot pack to bring him down.
Ball's carried back. Big
4 guys bringing him down. But not before he gets up to the 42-yard line. Give him 4 yards on that run.
Clark 7 carries into this one with 33 yards, nearly a 5-yard average. So, we talked about several times about South Charleston needing to find some things that work. Handing it to this young man seems to work as long as they don't try to do it every play and kind of take away from the novelty of putting the big guy back there.
Wilson sends a man in motion. That's Jones. Hands off to Clark. Clark has a first down, rumble, and then some into the secondary. What a run there from Aaron Clark down inside the 40-yard line to the 37.
21 on that one.
Wow, what a run from Aaron Clark, one of the captains on this Black Eagle team. And if I'm South Charleston, I'm going to continue to feed the beast. The Patriots have not shown a sign yet of being able to stop him for less than 4 yards. First and 10 for the Black Eagles from the Patriot 37-yard line into GW territory for just the second time tonight. Still have yet to come away with any points, though. But before this play develops, flags come out. Might be against the Black Eagles. We'll wait for the ruling, and it is going to be a false start, so that'll back them up 5 to the 42.
Yeah, one of the Patriots linebackers moved up into the gap and drew a twitch from one of those linemen.
So South Charleston will reset 1st and 15 from the GW 42. Again, in the Patriot territory for just the second time tonight. First time came on the last drive of the first half where Black Eagles were unsuccessful on 4th down. Jacob Wilson under center. Takes a snap, turns hands to the right to Clark. Clark with a thought about a spin move maybe there for a second, then lost his momentum as he was getting turned around. Still took 3 or 4 Patriot defenders to finally bring him down as he rumbles his way back near the original line of scrimmage.
Back Clark. Pick up both. 5 on the play.
Yeah, give him 5 back.
Black Eagles.
Give him
It's more like 4.
4, yeah, it's a long 4. So we'll call it 3rd and a long 10 here. Excuse me, 2nd and a long 10, correction. That false start to end that. Wilson under some pressure rolling out, and he just throws it out of bounds.
And there's the flag, which I think will end up being...
He was outside of the blocking area, but there was no man anywhere near.
And it looks like...
And it is going to be an intentional grounding.
It looks like the next step in Clark's development may be learning to pass block a little bit, not giving his quarterback a ton of help there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Lath Ganem was going to get maybe a unnecessary roughness based on the timing of the hit. I thought he got there well enough in time to avoid that, but you never really can quite tell. Unfortunately for the Black Eagles, that is the penalty and the loss of down. So that backs South Charleston up all the way to the GW 49-yard line, all the way back near midfield. 3rd down and a trip to Southridge for South Charleston High School here. Wilson in the shotgun. Comes back. Throws one deep down the far side of the field. And that one's intercepted. Hayden Hatfield playing center fielder makes the interception. He's across the 40, the 35, across the 40, up near midfield and across it, down inside the 40, inside the 35, trying to cut back to get some more yardage, but he's finally brought down the 31-yard line. What a catch and then run back by Hayden Hatfield on the interception. And GW's offense will have another short field to go to try to put points on the scoreboard here in this one.
A great job by Hatfield reading that one. I mean, he sat there and waited on it, read it the whole way. A bit of a desperation throw from Wilson, but that's what you have to do sometimes, and Hatfield, man, pay for it, brought it back well into South Charleston territory, knocked on the door of the red zone already.
4th turnover of the evening for the Black Eagles. 2 fumbles, a blocked punt, and now the interception. And GW has cashed in on the previous 3 turnovers from South Charleston. And a timeout for the Black Eagles here with 4:11 to go in this 3rd quarter. We'll take a quick break with this pause in the action as well. You are watching the Frontier Communications Game of the Week here on High School Game Day. We're back with more right after this.
Okay, Amy, are you going to pass or press your Dutch?
I'm gonna press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop!
All right, Wes, your turn. Are you going to pass or press your Dutch? I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop! That's the grand prize!
Congratulations, Wes. You've won this brand new Kia Sportage for only $269 a month.
Back here, South Charleston High School, 4:11 to go in this 3rd quarter. Patriots lead 34-0. But getting ready for a 1st and 10 at the Black Eagle 31-yard line. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us this evening from our Frontier Communications broadcast booth. Patriots 1 score away from getting into the running clock situation in the 4th quarter. Hunter Giacomo catches a pass, has a 1st down inside the 20, tripped up inside the 15, but a nice big 1st down grab there for Hunter Giacomo to begin this drive as he'll be brought down at the 13-yard line. Give him 18 on 1st and 10. Giacomo's quietly had a good game this evening. Not a lot of catches, but picking up yardage in bulk.
Yeah, three catches, 44 yards, and some plays on defense.
Fenwick in a 5-wide set, throw to the near side, and that one underthrown. Hatfield had to play defender there that time, as jumping the route was Avery Pinnell, sophomore outside linebacker.
And that breaks an 11 straight completion streak for Fenwick, who really found his footing after so-so start to the game with a couple of completions and interception.
Yeah, through that opening interception on his first pass attempt, well, second pass attempt, rather, of the first half. 5 wide set again. Fenwick drops back to pass under some pressure. Throw out into the far side to Giacomo. Nice grab there. Breaks out of 1 tackle. Still on his feet, fighting for extra yardage inside the 10. We'll get down to the 8. Pickup of 5 on second down. Bring up 3rd and 5 to go.
And that completion, Fenwick up over 200 yards at 2:03.
Nice bounce-back game for Abe Fenwick and the Patriots so far this evening. Fenwick last week, just 11 of 19, 116 yards, a touchdown, but had 2 interceptions and had a rough go the week before at Hurricane as well. So nice to see him and this Patriot offense getting back on track. Handoff goes up the middle to Valentine. Valentine down inside the 5, but he's going to be stopped shy of the goal line. Give him the 1. Pickup of 8 on 3rd and 5, and it's a first down for the Patriots. 1st and goal to go from the 1.
Valentine, another guy who's really been around the ball a lot. Hasn't necessarily touched it too many times. 4 catches, 3 carries, but also a guy who really contributes on defense and special teams.
Correction, they're going to move it back to the 2, so 1st and goal from the 2. So a 7-yard pickup. Fenwick hands to Matthews. Matthews twisting, turning, fighting his way toward the goal line, and he'll be stopped back at the line of scrimmage. Trying to keep those legs churning.
Yeah, the strength of this defense for South Charleston has definitely been stopping the run. You know, pretty effective up there. They got some big bodies up there who know what they're doing. They're able to get some good penetration. Clark up there, beast on offense, but still a stalwart on defense as well. Really giving this GW ground game a tough time.
Valentine and Matthews will line up in the shotgun backfield with Fenwick. Sack in motion, takes a jet sweep to the near side. Sack has a lane toward the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Patriots, but this one's going to be coming back because of a hold on the near side. Hayden Hatfield trying to extend his block out a little bit longer and create that edge, and he gets whistled for the hold.
It's almost one of those where Hatfield knew what he did, but knew he didn't mean to, so he needed a little bit of a pat on the shoulder from one of his players to get him a little cheered up. Frustrating when you know it was you as soon as that flag's thrown.
So that'll back it up to the 14-yard line. 2nd and goal to go still for the Patriots, with now under 2 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Patriots lead 34-0 still. Trying to cash in on turnover number 4 from the Black Eagles. Valentine in motion. Play action fake to him. Now a screen pass to him. Valentine fighting his way, gets down to the 5, and we're going to have another flag come out, and this one's probably going to be a hold on the Patriots.
We have a flag on the play.
Is in the vicinity of a hold, and that is exactly what it is. Another holding penalty against GW. Back them up even more.
Now we see in a lot of high school games you've really got to practice your screens. It's really easy for a guy to accidentally grab somewhere he's not supposed to, get a guy turned around. They can work fantastic if you can get to go off foul free, but definitely one of those type of plays that lends itself a little bit more to some sloppy fouls, just the way that comes together.
It's essentially just a 6-yard penalty, though, from where the flag was thrown based on where the line of scrimmage was. So now it's 2nd and goal, from the 20 with 1:31 to go here in quarter number 3. And before this play gets underway, a timeout requested by GW. We'll keep you right here, though, with 1:31 to go. I want to thank our sponsors. Don't forget, Kroger will bring you our player of the game coming up in this 4th quarter. And a couple of guys for the Patriots and a couple guys we're thinking about for South Charleston in terms of guys that we've been impressed with their play this evening. Despite being held scoreless on the board so far, the and Kroger, player of the game, coming up in the fourth quarter. You can read all about tonight's action after the game when Rick Ryan has his full game recap for you up on the West Virginia Gazette-Mail's website. And it'll be in the print edition tomorrow morning, so be sure to pick that up. Also want to make certain to thank the West Virginia Coal Association, Mullins Plumbing and Heating, Martin Transport, Doug Scaff for West Virginia House, and Dana Farrell for West Virginia House. Appreciate our sponsors each and every night. Patriots and Black Eagles back out of the huddle from the timeout. 2nd and goal from the 20 for GW. Fenwick under some heavy pressure, going to roll out, throws toward the end zone, and that one is tipped and incomplete. And there is a Patriot player down on the turf, a little slow to get up. That was Hayden Hatfield. And going to come off with a little bit of a limp there. Going to try and walk it off a little bit more.
Tough kid. I think he'll be all right. Might need to take a trip to the sideline. There he goes.
Yeah, they're going to call him off now. Well, thought they were going to bring him off. Instead, Clay Matthews is going to trot off, and they're going to go 5 wide here, it looks like, for GW. 3rd and goal from the 20. Yeah, they're going to go 5 wide. Giacomo, Valentine, and Flores to the top. Sack and Hatfield to the bottom. Fenwick drops back to pass. Throws, and it is just a bit out of the reach of Keegan Sack. And that incompletion will bring up 4th and goal from the 20 with 1:18 to go on a stopped clock. And out will come Jordan Price for the field goal try. Ball at the 20. It will be a 37-yard field goal try for the sophomore kicker.
That's not a distance to sneeze at. Let's see what kind of leg this young man has.
Earned the starting job after the starter, Rylan Moorhead, tore his ACL and is done for the season. Senior finds his season done for the Patriots, but Price, the sophomore, and this one I think may have kicked into a teammate's helmet. But,
still a live ball.
Yeah, still a live ball, so the Black Eagles pick it up. And we'll return it up across to the 35-yard line. Yeah, it wasn't an extra point, so because you can't return extra points in high school in West Virginia. But the kick, you can return on something like that. So I guess technically a block? I'm sure somebody will figure out a way to credit a block there. You want to take the block if you can get it. I would take the credit for the block if I was a guy for South Charleston. I'd say that was me. I blocked that kick. That was me.
I have always given credit to George Washington for being probably the most willing team in the MSAC Elites to put their kicker out there, give him a shot. A little bit off
Camel
there.
Midland. Camel Midland has had a history of some pretty good kickers.
Always wanted to put their kicker out there. Didn't pan out that time, but like we said, just a kid getting used to being the starter after the original starter went down with injury.
Handoff goes up the middle to Dias. Dias will be stopped after a short gain. And we've got a Patriot player down on the turf. Looks like it might just be a cramp. Training staff will come out and we'll see to him as the clock stops with 49.7 seconds. And with that kick being blocked, again, I'm calling it a block. It was blocked. Score stays 34-0, which means at this point in time, no rolling clock in the fourth quarter just yet. It has to be 35. Can't be 34 or less. So they're going to stretch him out. And while they stretch him out, we will take a quick look at some scores from around the state. Let's head it over to that far side of the field. Big game in Class AAA, number 2 versus number 6. The Mohegans of Morgantown taking on the Applemen from Musselman, and Morgantown on the road leading 33-28 in the fourth quarter there. Spring Valley surprisingly only up 18-0 on Riverside, but this is a Warriors team that is much improved over the last couple of years. So don't be surprised if Riverside there at the end of the season is competing for a playoff spot in Class AAA. Get to some more of these scores from around the state here a little bit later on. Wilson under some pressure, loses it out of his hands. That's a fumble. Able to get back on top of it, fortunately, because there were 4 Patriot players there, as you see, surrounding him after he jumped on top of that football.
I talked a little bit about how screens can accidentally turn into holds, and that's something else that can happen with the screens. When you're sending your offensive lineman out to make that screen, your quarterback's got to be able to have just a second to be able to get the ball out there, and there he didn't. Had 3 guys on his face.
And just lost it as he tried to pull it back and throw it, but he wasn't in a throwing motion, so that is, again, why it's a fumble, and it's fumbled all the way back to the 20. That's a 16-yard loss on that fumble, and that takes us to the end of the third quarter. They'll flip into the field, 12 minutes freshly thrown up on the clock, and our score, 34-0. Patriots with the lead here on the road over the Black Eagles. We're back with more right after this here on our high school game day Frontier Communications Game of the Week.
August 5th, 2013 was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. It turned into a nightmare. Harmony was too big for me to pass through my pelvis. They thought the best option was to put the vacuum on her.
She begged for a C-section over and over and over. They wanted to rush through it. Once Harmony came out, it probably wasn't 5 minutes. They rushed her to NIC unit, and then her head swelled the size of a watermelon. It pretty much crushed her whole skull. Ben Salingo was recommended to us by a family friend that he had represented.
Having Ben Salingo on our side changed everything for the better.
From day one, he did everything for us. He kept in touch with us pretty much on a daily basis to let us know what was going on and even just to check on us.
It gave us closure as a family, a peace, a calming feeling over us that she can rest in peace.
Back here on the hill, Patriots, well, the other hill, I guess, here in Kanawha County, up Eagle Way. Black Eagles trailing 34-0 as we start the fourth quarter to the George Washington Patriots. 3rd and long for the Black Eagles, a throw out into the flats, and a man is rolled up out there.
It was Dias
makes that catch and comes away hobbling there, walking back toward his own goal line because his leg was planted in the ground and he got folded up on himself like a folding lawn chair. And yeah, he's going to go down. He's clearly in some pain. Well, thought he was going to go down. He really just needs to at this point because you can tell it hurts. There he goes. I mean, like I said, got folded up like a lawn chair because his leg just got stuck in the turf, and they hadn't blown the whistle yet for the play to go dead. So they're going to see to him. While they see to him, we'll step aside for a break. And with 11:27 to go in this fourth quarter, GW leads 34-0. We're back with more right after this here on our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on High School Game Day.
Make sure you are informed with HD Media. We are leading the state in local, digital, and print media. We are storytellers. We focus on education, health, entertainment, politics, opinions, sports, and the outdoors through our websites, print, or social and mobile apps. We work every day to enhance the lives of our customers by informing, entertaining, and empowering our readers in the communities we serve. We are HD Media.
Call State Farm agent Matthew Rousey at 304-925-8000 today.
Good to see Delvecchio Dias able to make his way under his own power to this near sideline there as you see him cross the 30-yard line and come over to the sideline. I'm sure just rolled up more than anything and trying to shake it off. So good to see him able to walk off under his own power. 4th down, Patriots almost get to it again. Would have been their second blocked punt of the evening. And a great punt, too, from Nick Ryby, as it'll roll down all the way to the Patriot 42-yard line. .38-yard punt. Not too terrible there, especially when you were backed up 4th and 26.
Certainly not the best field position the Patriots started in, not the worst, but sending them out here with much of the fourth quarter left, game fairly in hand. Crazier things have happened, but not many crazier things.
Patriots just got to finish this one off. And just a point away from the running clock in this one.
And also, we saw their offense kind of break down a little bit at the end of that last drive, unable to punch it in despite many attempts. And
had great field position. Opening play of this drive, throw out on a wide receiver screen to Keegan Sack. He'll get up to midfield, but we do have a flag that comes in on the back side of that play. A couple of flags, I should say, and it seems like it's more of the same for the Patriots here on this drive.
Yeah, well, I mean, while the score will certainly make the coaches happy, the start of this drive at least, and the last one, kind of concerning. A lot of penalties, kind of the sloppier stuff that you don't expect to necessarily see when the game's fairly in hand. You expect, maybe play a little bit cleaner when the stakes aren't as high, but I'm showing some mental errors from these Patriots in the second half that coaching staff's going to want to address coming up.
And they march it off from the 41-yard line. So ball now at the GW 31. So it is 1st and 21 now for GW. Fenwick in the shotgun will have 3 receivers to the near side. That's the wide side of the field. Screen pass intended for Keegan Sack, but that's going to be deflected by the Black Eagle defensive line. And while South Charleston's gotten dominated on the scoreboard 34-0, the Black Eagles defense has been working with a lot of short fields. 2 fumbles, where GW set up just outside the red zone, a blocked punt that set up the Patriots inside the red zone already, and then the defense finally didn't allow a score there after an interception by the offense the last time the Patriot offense was out on the field. So the defense for South Charleston has played well, considering it's just been given a really bad hand.
I mean, whether it's high score of the NFL, even a great defense, you can't just keep putting them out in the field, expecting them to hold up. This defensive line especially, I've been very impressed with.
Keegan Sack with a couple of nice moves after making the catch and turning up field. He'll get back up across the original line of scrimmage and then across the 45 up to the 46. So give him 15 yards there on that catch. A nice job by Keegan Sack to work with the space that he had and to slip out of a couple of really half-attempted tackles, essentially. I mean, he's an elusive guy, too, though. Yeah, those just throwing an arm out isn't going to work against a guy like Keegan Sack.
Yeah, there's a couple plays we noticed where the South Charleston defenders aren't necessarily wrapping up their tackles. A lot of shoulder ramming and a lot of arms, but not necessarily the solid tackling that I'm sure Coach Lee is trying to instill in these young folks.
And a timeout for GW here. 9:39 to go in this fourth quarter. Take this opportunity to again thank our sponsors, West Virginia Coal Association, and still coal keeps the stadium lights on. Mullins Plumbing and Heating, a proud partner of GameDay. Contact us today for a free consultation. Martin Transport, join the team of highly skilled CDL drivers for the best pay and best benefits. Also want to thank our sponsor and House of Delegates candidate, Doug Scaff, 57th District, as a proud graduate of South Charleston High School. Doug Scaff Jr. looks forward to Friday nights and cheering on his Black Eagles. Sends best wishes to both teams for a safe and successful season. Doug says it's an honor to serve in the House of Delegates and represent all the great people who live in Dunbar, South Charleston, and Fort Hill. We appreciate him joining us at the half. We also want to thank our other sponsor, Dana Farrell. As a former South Charleston teacher and coach, Dana Farrell looks forward to representing the 60th District in the House of Delegates that represents Big Tyler, Roxalana, and Dunbar Avenue. Dana says it's always a great day to be a Black Eagle. Back after the timeout, Patriots Black Eagles back out on the field. Fenwick drops back, looking to throw, under some pressure, steps up, delivers a strike, and that one just off the hands of his intended target. Trying to find his man, Clyde May. freshman. Worked his way into the lineup the last couple of games. 4th down on the way for the Patriots. Going to keep the offense out there with 9:33 to go on a stopped clock. Fenwick drops back the pass, throws out to the far side, left that one short, and it actually got tipped there at the line of scrimmage. Great job again by that defensive front for South Charleston. And, well, we've been looking for positive things out of South Charleston. Offensively, had a great finish there at that first half. Have a little struggles here so far in the second half to get things going, but the defensive line has been fantastic. We've talked about it a little bit, but I can't talk about it enough because of how well they've played.
Yeah, putting consistent pressure on Fenwick, really negating this Patriot running game. Not completely, but definitely holding them below what they normally like to do. Sacked with only 30 yards on 7 carries. Fenwick getting a little bit of yardage, which is not atypical of him. But the defense also did a good job standing up against screen plays. Like we said, no matter how good you are, you can't get put back there as often as they have been.
Bit of an awkward toss, but it's pulled in by Jones. Jones has a nice run down the near sideline, inside the 20, still on his feet, and finally forced down inside the 10. Biggest play of the night for the Black Eagle offense. Goes from the GW 46-yard line all the way down to the Patriot 8. Give him 38 on that run there by Najee Jones. First and goal for the Black Eagles for the second time tonight. South Charleston unable to convert, though, on that final drive of the first half. Looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight, though, here in the fourth quarter. Two receivers to each side of the formation. Wilson under center, has Jones as his lone tailback. Handoff goes to Jones to the right side. Jones slips out of one, but can't slip out of a second tackle, and he's brought down after maybe a yard gained to the 7. And here comes the beast, Aaron Clark, trotting his way out onto the field, as Jones will come off after a nice burst of speed to get that first down run. Again, I believe longest play of the night for the Black Eagles, right?
It is, well, yeah, yep. Pretty long, pretty big margin for that. The longest was a 21-yard run by Clark, so Jones almost doubling that up. Now it's Clark back there looking to try to finish off the drive and finally get on the scoreboard here.
Clark's got Avery Pinnell lined up there behind him, but handoff goes to Clark as the fullback. Clark rumbling his way down to the 5. That'll bring up third and goal, this time from the 5, coming up a 3-yard pickup there.
Pickup of 3 on the play. 3rd down and goal, Black Eagles.
I think that's the first time Clark's been held under 4 yards. Oh, no, there was one earlier I missed. But Clark will line up in the fullback spot with man behind him. Handoff goes to Pinnell. Pinnell is going to be stopped shy of the goal line. Get down to the 2, pickup of 3.
Ball carried by number 10, Avery Pinnell. 4th down and goal, Black Eagles. Now,
4th and goal. Black Eagles going to go for it again. We're unsuccessful at the end of the first half. Can they finally strike pay dirt here in the fourth quarter and get on the scoreboard? Wilson under center. Clark and Pinnell line up behind him. Wilson hands off to Clark. Clark rumbles his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Black Eagles. A 2-yard rumble from the big man, Aaron Clark, and the Black Eagles are finally on the board here with 7:12 to go in the fourth. Out for the extra point, Devin Rader, sophomore kicker. Raider lines it up and is ready. Snap is down and the kick is up and good. 34-7 our score here with 7:12 to go in the fourth quarter. Black Eagles finally got the momentum they needed there. I have to get some stops strung together with some quick scores, though, if they want to come back from this one down. 34-7. We'll be back with more right after this here in our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on High School Game Day.
Ball Toyota is here for you. Gas prices got you down? Toyota has a hybrid for everyone, like the 53 MPG Corolla or Camry, the 58 MPG Prius, the 41 MPG RAV4, the 40 MPG Venza, and the 36 MPG Highlander. Need more room or want to haul a trailer or boat? Get the new 22 MPG Tundra Hybrid. Give your new Toyota the protection it deserves with a genuine Toyota service contract. Visit balltoyota.com. Ball Toyota of Charleston. It's a whole new ball game.
Back here on the hill, Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, Dan Shreve and Ethan Young. Happy to have you with us this evening in our Frontier Communications broadcast booth. Black Eagles finally get on the scoreboard. A 2-yard rumble from the big man, Aaron Clark. Patriots lead cut down to 34-7 now. And if I'm GW, I'd be expecting maybe an onside kick coming up here.
Well,
it's a high sky kick that will skip out of bounds. Didn't go high enough for long enough for the Black Eagles to get some men down there to try and recover that. So that will be an illegal procedure, and GW will have good field position to begin this next drive with a little more than 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
valiant effort. Honestly, came down a little bit better than I thought it was when it came off of his foot, but not quite able to pull that one off. A difficult play even when it's kicked perfectly.
Just kind of didn't have the hang time, or didn't get the maybe a bounce that he could have hoped for as he tried to put that down the near sideline. They're going to spot the football at the GW 41-yard line. Patriots still trying to close this one out. Handoff goes to Keegan Sack, the near side. Sack breaks out of one across the 50-yard line and into Black Eagle territory, but we have a flag that does come out, and this one in the vicinity of a hold, and I think that is going to be the call as Abe Fenwick, you could maybe tell, gave his head the, oh man, again. But that is exactly what it is. It'll back the Patriots up another 10.
Let's go student section. Hey. Turn up.
And because of where the flag was thrown, it's even more than 10. We'll spot it all the way back at the 26-yard line.
So really the illegal procedure foul almost wiped out to the point where this is almost more of like a touchback situation comparatively.
First and long for the Patriots. Throw out to the far side of the field is caught by Sack. Sack turning upfield. Has the yardage gained back from that penalty as he will get back to the original line of scrimmage. Bring up second down and 10 now for the Patriots after that 15-yard catch.
Gain of 15 on the play, brought down by number 11, Najee Jones.
So second and 10 for the Patriots from their own 41-yard line. South Charleston making a late substitution. Well, now two guys running off for South Charleston, so some miscommunication there. One guy ran off very late.
Unfortunately, they weren't any of the defensive linemen who take care of that play to wrap it up pretty quick.
And unfortunately, they bring him down after a 1-yard gain there. Imagine the Patriots just trying to work this clock off and get out of here with this victory and improve to 3-2 on the season. Up next for GW, a home contest with the Parkersburg Big Red. for an open date. And then GW closes out the season with 3 of its final 4 games on the road. Nice dump off to Sack. Sack with a big gain inside the 30. Cuts back inside, makes a man miss. Inside the 10, 5, touchdown Patriots. 59 yards to the house. Keegan Sack puts GW back on top, 40-7.
6 catches, 113 yards. Now that touchdown for Sack, having an excellent game. We talked about how many touchdown receptions he had so far in the season. I believe this is his 6th, along with 1 on the ground. Fantastic effort.
I think that might have made it a little bit more difficult to pick our player of the game, Will.
Yeah.
Might just make it a little bit more difficult. Jordan Price out for the extra point try to make it 41-7. Kick is up, and it is good. Patriots lead 41-7. 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break, and then be back with more right after this here on our high school game day Frontier Communications Game of the Week.
Okay, Amy, are you going to pass or press your Dutch?
I'm gonna press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop!
All right, Wes, your turn. Are you going to pass or press your Dutch? I'm going to press my Dutch. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop! That's the grand prize!
Congratulations, Wes. You've won this brand new Kia Sportage for only $269 a month.
Back here, South Charleston High School, George Washington Patriots extend the lead back out to 34. 41-7 our score here in the 4th quarter. 5 minutes to go in this contest. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, happy to have you along with us, and our media center crew. Ethan Young, our director, producer, and our cameraman, Dan Shreve, doing a fantastic job for us on this chilly evening here in South Charleston. Really across the mountain state. It's 54 degrees right now. Probably even colder up here on the hill. As we mentioned, Patriots trying to put the finishing touches on this one over the Black Eagles on the road. Price sends this one away. It'll bounce at the 10 and be scooped up by Jones inside the 10-yard line. Up across the 20. He's up across the 30 and forced out of bounds on the near sideline. Finally getting that shove and stepping out. Well, they're going to say, actually, I think he stepped back out at the 32. So, again, talk Patriots next games. We mentioned South Charleston earlier. The road doesn't get any easier for the Black Eagles after starting off with 4 really tough contests. Coming up next, a home meeting with the Spring Valley Timberwolves, and then taking on Parkersburg, Riverside on the road. St. Albans back here at home. What will be senior night for the Black Eagles, and then closing it out on the road with Hurricane and Capital. But as we mentioned, a lot of positive things still for South Charleston in this game, despite being down 34-0. Coach Carl Lee talked about that when we mentioned his team getting better at different spots each week, as play there is dropped in the backfield for a loss. But again, some strides being made by the Black Eagles. Score isn't what you'd like to see on the scoreboard if you're a Black Eagle player, fan, coach, whatever you might be in your relationship to South Charleston High School, but still a lot of improvement has happened over the course of this game and will continue to happen over the course of the next 6 games left to go.
And we talked a little bit about, well, probably a lot about how impressed we are with South Charleston's defensive line. Clark's emergence in this game may factor in down the road. Really guy that really put a spark in this offense when we started carrying that ball, rumbling it through the middle. And then the return game's been pretty impressive. When they don't get their hands on it, I mean, you just saw a little bit of it on the most recent touchdown return. They've got some fast, shifty fellows who can make something happen with the ball in their hands. And, you know, as the season goes on, they'll find more ways to get the ball into these playmakers' hands, just like they did just now.
And Jones with a decent run there to get back some of the yardage lost after that opening play. Tackle for loss by the Patriot defense. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Black Eagles. And really impressive to see Aaron Clark carrying the football for South Charleston. And just a sophomore, so plenty of time for him to get better here for the Black Eagles. Handoff goes to Jones. Jones running over to the far side is stopped after a short gain and a little slow to get up there.
You mentioned only a sophomore. I'm sure Coach Lee wants him to spend the time between now and his junior year hitting the weight room just a little bit. Not a ton of size on the South Charleston team outside of the
Could you
trenches.
imagine if he puts on some more muscle mass? I mean, he's already a big guy. But my goodness, if you get him in that weight room for another off season and see the development out of him, like, my word, he is going to be a primetime player. 6'1", 280 already as a sophomore.
Oh, we were talking about two different players. My bad.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about Eric Clark. Patriots
I was talking about
punt
Jones
there and are going to return it back to the
Boy.
house. Clay Matthews with the block and then scoop and score, and the Patriots add more to the scoreboard. There is a flag down, though. As of right now, Patriots lead 47-7. We'll see what the flag is here. Could have been a hold on the return, which would negate the touchdown. Or they're going to talk over with head coach for GW, Steve Edwards Jr. Decide what they want to do. Personal foul against the Black Eagles, so it will be a touchdown. GW 47-7. 2:20 to go. So out is Jordan Price to kick the extra point. Try to make it a 41-point lead. Snap is back, hold down, kick up, and it is good. 48-0 Patriots, or excuse me, 48-7 Patriots on top. My apologies. We'll keep you right here. 2:20 to play. Well, as we get ready for this ensuing kickoff, let's get our Kroger player of the game. Pretty easy choice for it to be a Patriot player, but a couple of guys definitely made their case to be our Kroger player of the game, but you've narrowed it down to one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Abe Fenwick this week. Did a great job. 5 touchdowns, 3 throwing, and 2 rushing. His first 2 rushing touchdowns on the season. A guy who's not normally a running threat, but just saw the opportunities and got them. Had a real impressive stretch in the middle of the game where those two touchdown passes were, the 2 shorter ones. About 10 completions with those 2 touchdowns sprinkled in. Most recent completion, the 59-yard dump off to sack. So really good job by him today, just leading this offense in what was really a good get-right game for the Patriots. Special mention to Keegan Sack, especially when you tack on that 59-yard touchdown there at the end. Always an important part of this team with 144 total yards in this one, but Fenwick, player of the game.
Congratulations, Dave. Fenwick, 5 total touchdowns in tonight's ball game for him. Had 2 rushing touchdowns, first rushing touchdowns of the season for him as well. So a great job by him and these Patriots this evening. And the unsportsmanlike penalty enforced on the kickoff there, so Patriots kicking in Black Eagle territory. It's a touchback, but the results might not be what they want them to be on the scoreboard for the Black Eagles, but Will and I, for this being the first time we've watched this team in person, you can tell that there is something underneath the problems, because the turnovers were just in bad positions, really, honestly. Again, we've talked about it. Short fields for GW to go down and score most of those times. Defense, when you've got so many guys playing both ways for this Black Eagle team with such a small roster, like GW with a small roster this year, eventually bodies get tired. It can only go for so long. And we saw that earlier with Aaron Clark in the first half. Just was so gassed after playing offense and defense at such a high level for a long period in that first half. Just couldn't go on that rest of that drive there at the end of the first half. So Black Eagles with a nice run here, though, on 1st and 10. Do have a flag that comes in, but a nice run nonetheless for South Charleston, as that was Nolan Baskin on the run. Minute 40 to go in this one, and it is a running clock now because it is a 41-point lead for GW, so that's why the clock is rolling now since we've kicked off after that scoop and score on the blocked punt return for GW. And that penalty is against South Charleston, so that negates that nice run, unfortunately. Black Eagles will set up 1st and 6 to go. I want to take a quick check of some of the other scores from around the state. We told you that number 2, number 6 matchup between Morgantown and Musselman. Morgantown was leading that one 33-28. Last time we got a score update, Musselman comes back and wins 36-33 and hands Morgantown their first loss of the season. Handoff goes to the tailback Baskin. Baskin picks up a first down there. Some other scores. Hurricane blows out St. Albans on the road, 50-0. Redskins over the Red Dragon. Bridgeport with a 42-0 win over Robert C. Byrd. Wheeling Park getting blown out at home. Number 9 team in Class AAA taking on an undefeated Steubenville, Ohio team, 63-28 in the fourth quarter there. Down in Huntington, up on Highlander Mountaintop, Capital Cougars taken to the road to take on the Huntington Highlanders, and it's all Huntington right now, 42-7 in the third quarter. Cabell Midland a final over Parkersburg. The next opponent for George Washington, the Knights knock off the Big Reds at home. At the Castle, I should say. The Knights are in the Castle for the rest of the season, for the regular season, after playing 3 straight road games and a bye week to start the year. Knights have 6 remaining games, all of them at home, and a win this evening over Parkersburg in a matchup of teams tied for 13th in the Class AAA standings. Knights win 31-10 over the Big Red. Jefferson just barely in the playoff picture right now, but a nice win at home over North Hagerstown out of Maryland, 42-6, your final score there. So there's some scores of interest from Class AAA. And I guess one more final, the Parkersburg South Patriots on the road against John Marshall win 55-16, your final score there. I want to do a quick check-in of our other game of the week this evening that was going on. Kicked off at 7 o'clock this evening. Logan and Winfield, a top 10 battle there in Class AA in the Cardinal Conference. Logan falls on the road to the Generals 29-7. Winfield with the win there at home, improves to 4-1 on the year. Logan suffers their first defeat of the season and falls to 4-1. So I'm sure Winfield will jump up in those Class AA ratings. Clock rolling again after a timeout, and this should be the final play of the game. Jet sweep coming to the near side. Nice run, cutting it back to the middle of the field. He's got some space, still on his feet, and finally slung down to the ground there, but a nice run there at the end. And, of course, that was the one player for South Charleston that I couldn't identify because I don't have a 25 on my roster. So, unfortunately, I can't give him his due there for that great play. But the final whistle sounds there. Patriots will win it 48-7 in this rivalry battle between South Charleston and George Washington. A really hard-fought game tonight, despite the Patriots winning 48-7. Black Eagles never gave up in this one, and that's one of the big positive things you can take away, too, if you're head coach Carl Lee and the South Charleston fan base. Despite only putting up 7 points, again, a really, really hard-fought game and a lot of things to look forward to for South Charleston down the stretch.
Yeah, and honestly, I was pretty excited to see this team in person after kind of seeing the numbers on it. But like we said, there's definitely pieces here that may not turn into a winning team this year, but in the next 1 to 2 years, you have the solid defensive line. You got some speed guys out there. Special teams returning is a strength of theirs. And then kind of the emergence of Clark in the backfield might turn into something for them going forward. So certainly pieces there, certainly things to work with, and certainly a coach who knows what he's doing in Coach Carl Lee. We went over his personal accolades extensively, although he says those don't mean too much to these young guys anymore. But definitely something there. And for the Patriots, a good get-right game. Their quarterback goes out there and has 5 total touchdowns. They got a little sloppy in the second half. I know that's something they'll want to address, but after having two tough weeks, get out here and get the offense flowing and kind of gear up for the second half of the season.
Yeah, can't wait to see what this Black Eagle program is able to do under Carl Lee. Again, this is pretty much year 0 for Carl Lee. A lot of players left that he expected to be here. Players have left during the season. So it's a rebuild for him in trying to establish this culture. But excited to see what he and his coaching staff can do with these Black Eagles players. If they can continue to buy in, that's the big thing. Continue to stay the course and trust that he's putting them on the right path.
At any level of football, there's no such thing as a nice and clean rebuild. There's always bumps in the road, always difficulties, but they've got a guy who's been there and knows how to get a team right. And if you look down there, those kids are certainly listening to him. So, good things. When we were in school, South Charleston was one of the top schools in the state. Won state championships back to back. I think they'll be back in that conversation before too terribly long. With the type of talent they have on the field and on the sidelines.
We're going over to the other side of the field there, watching GW after just breaking their huddle. Seeing Abe Fenwick, our Kroger player of the game, talking to Rick Ryan. You can read that interview and what Fenwick had to say, as well as the GW coaching staff. Steve Edwards Jr. picking up win number 184 in his career. Again, all-time winningest head coach in Kanawha County. A nice, as Will put it, nice bounce-back win for the Patriots after starting the year 2-0 with some big wins over Cabell Midland and Ashland Paul Blazer out of Kentucky, and then 2 tough losses to swallow against Hurricane and Huntington. Getting up next for the Patriots, a home contest with the Parkersburg Big Red. That'll be next Friday at 7:30. I believe Will and I will be there for the coverage of that one. If not, check out our schedule on RSN's website, HD Media's websites, where you can find out our games for next week. Up next for South Charleston, a home contest with Spring Valley. It's second to last home game of the year for the Black Eagles. Again, after that, it'll play 4 out of its final 5 games on the road. So, GW wins this one this evening here at South Charleston High School, 48-7 over the Black Eagles. Patriots improve to 3-2. Black Eagles fall to 0-4. For Ethan Young and Dan Shreve, our crew with the Media Center, and Will Vance, my color guy this evening, I'm Adam Rogers. Thanks for joining us this evening on our Frontier Communications Game of the Week on our High School Game Day platform. Appreciate you tuning in this Friday night. Stay warm and have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.